Welcome back, everybody. It's time for another compilation video. This time we have the second year of the Video Games Monthly unboxings. These are always fun to watch, the ones that are put chronological, because it allows me to see how the quality of the videos have improved over the year. You know, with me learning how to use my camera, getting more lights, and just getting better in general. It's fun. Enjoy that. You also get to watch my hair grow throughout the year, because I start with like almost shaved head in the first video, and then by the end of it, we're about to hear. I hope you guys enjoy. This makes a great companion if you're trying to go to sleep and you want to hear my smooth, relaxing voice. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy. I'll see you later. Welcome back, everybody. It's my 1 year anniversary with Mr. Floyd. Let's see how he did. Do I still feel the love? Let's find out. So I am bloody chuffed. It is our 1 year anniversary of Too Many Boxes, 1 year anniversary of receiving VGM. Like I said in my last video, I've opened up my subscription, so now I'm getting Atari, NES, and now also SNES and N64. Without further ado, let's see what we've got. So I haven't seen anyone's video yet. I'm opening this immediately as I get home after I got it, because I'm a child and I cannot wait. So I don't know what the trinket is, and it's always good. It's always more exciting when I don't know what the trinket is. So, oh, I think I feel the trinket. It feels like stickers. I think 2 NES games. I can't really feel. I'm getting distracted by stickers. All right, well let's see what this is. So we have. Oh, okay. It's Mario from has a block, I guess, from like Mario Party. Very neat. And then we have a giant Mario. Very cool. We got another one. It is, I guess, from Mario Kart. Toad. Alright, very cool. I've started putting, I don't know if you can see them in the video, but I've started to put stickers up on my wall, so that'll fit in nicely. So real quick, before I get started, I want to give a shout out to Nerd Stillery. I have his video playing here in the background. He's a wonderful creator. He does the VGM unboxings. He has Retro Game Treasure unboxings. He has topic videos. A lot of retro goodness. He's got some really awesome skits that I really enjoy. Make sure you go send him some love and tell him that Aggie sent you. Alright, so NES. NES. 3 NES games? Holy manoli. Super NES and N64. Nice. Let's go in reverse chronological order by when the systems were released. No Atari, that's okay. That's okay. So we're gonna start with the N64. And first game we got. Ooh, is that Star Wars Rogue Squadron? Is that what that says? Star Wars Rogue Squadron. I've never played this game. Let me know. How is it? You'll see my first impressions when I record the gameplay, but this is a great start. This cart looks pretty nice too. It's very clean. Actually, probably one of the nicer N64 carts I have. Not very much label damage. Very good. That is a fantastic start. Bloody stoked. Awesome. Star Wars Rogue Squadron was developed by Factor 5 and LucasArts and released in 1998. It is an arcadey flight action game set in the Star Wars universe, sometime between A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back. So I used to be a huge Star Wars fan, but it has been quite a while since I've gotten really excited about the franchise. I loved Rogue One, but just sort of fell off after that movie was released. This game provided a large dose of nostalgia with the opening story crawl and the use of John Williams music. I was hooked right from the start. Now, I am not the best at games where I have to fly. I'm not sure why, it's just how it is. So there was a bit of a learning curve for me, getting used to controlling my X-Wing. The only negative I really have to note from my initial impressions would be how obtrusive the N64 fog can be when I'm flying. It was really distracting while I was playing. After I got the hang of what I was doing though, I had tons of fun with this game. This is one I'm definitely going to play through one day soon, and I'm very happy to add it to my collection. So next we're going to move on to SNES. Let's see what we got. I have very little games for this system, so let's hope it's a good one. We got... So we got Mario Paint. Again, it's a very clean looking cartridge for the most part. Well, the back's kind of messed up. So I don't have a mouse. So that's a bummer. I'll have to look into getting one of those now. I don't think I'm really going to be able to play this. Maybe I can play it through emulation on my computer without the mouse. I would hope that that would be a possibility, but I didn't grow up with the Super NES. My friend had Mario Paint. I think I messed around with it a little bit, but I really don't remember it very well. So I'm excited. I really want to check out the music making feature in this because I've seen some people do some really neat stuff with that. So hopefully I can capture some footage and let you guys know what I think. But second up, we got Mario Paint. It's cool. It's just I don't think I'm going to be able to really use it. Mario Paint was released in 1992 and published by Nintendo. It was bundled with the Super NES mouse, which I do not have, so I was not able to play this cartridge. I was able to load this into RetroArch and use my PC mouse though. I would have loved this as a kid who loved to mess around in Microsoft Paint, even though I had, and still have, no artistic ability. I didn't really get to mess around with this too much, but I had fun in my limited time with it, and I'm excited to mess around with that music making feature more in depth. I am very happy to have this, and will be keeping my eyes out for a mouse to go with it. Alright, 3NES. Let's just get right into it. I'm too excited to even wait. First up we got... Ooh! I call it Mickey... I can't talk. Mickey Mousecapade. I am almost positive I've heard good things about this. I know I saw somebody get this recently. I don't remember if it was Gotham Gaming or who it was, but I believe I've heard positive things about this game. It is a Capcom Disney game, so that gives me high hopes. Very, very excited to check this out. Let me know what you guys think. There's a lot of scratches on this one, but overall it's not really in bad condition. But as you can see, there's a lot of scratches. Oh, and some stickiness. Mickey Mousecapade was developed by Hudson Soft and released in 1988. It's a platformer where you take control of Mickey and Minnie and guide them through various theme stages. This game didn't immediately click with me, but after a few minutes I got the hang of it, and there's definitely some fun to be had here. Getting separated from Minnie in the opening Funhouse stage was really annoying because I would get stuck until I got her back next to me. I didn't make it past the second stage that takes place at the ocean because there was just a barrage of things trying to kill you constantly, and I kept accidentally letting Minnie drop into the ocean. At first, I couldn't figure out why I kept dying, thinking that I kept hitting an enemy that killed me in one hit, but I eventually figured out that it was because I was letting Minnie fall to her death. It was very frustrating, but I just didn't have the time to keep trying when capturing footage. Definitely one that I will come back to and try to conquer, because I did have more fun with it than frustration. Very good. So far, Floyd's done really well for the anniversary celebrations. And next up, we got... Dragon Warrior. I've only played a little bit of this in the past on the Switch. I believe I got very lost. I know that this is held in very high esteem. Maybe I'll try to go through it a little bit with a guide, because my puny brain is not able to handle maneuvering old school RPGs without a little bit of help. But I know I've heard very, very positive things about this. It spawned a legacy of games that span to this day. So I'm very excited to give it more of a shot. Like I have played some of it, like the remake that they released that's on the Switch, but I don't know how far I actually got through it. So this is one I'm definitely excited to give more of a try. The label is kind of not great. The cartridge feels a little bit weird, but all in all, I'd say that is a very, very solid get. So we got Dragon Warrior. Dragon Warrior was released in 1989 and developed by Chunsoft. This is the first game in the long-running Dragon Quest series, and is an insanely influential game. I only played through the initial introduction and did a little grinding, killing several slimes and drakies. The music in this is great. Definitely something I will listen to outside of gameplay, and I enjoyed the graphics in this original version way more than the remake on the Switch. I assume it can't be super long, being an early RPG on the NES, and it's one I've been meaning to knock off the list of games I would like to complete. Let me know what you guys think of Dragon Warrior. Are you a fan of the series? Does the original installment hold up? Even though I didn't get to play this one for very long, it scratched an itch that I've left unscratched for far too long. It's great to finally have this in my collection. Alright, and I believe we're going to be on the last game. We're empty. Let's see, let's hope we go out with a bang. Not a sports title, because this has been a phenomenal box. Even though I don't think I'm really going to be able to use Mario Paint, I'm happy to have it. So, Ken Floyd, 5 out of 5, knock it out of the park for our 1-year anniversary celebration. Let's see, we got Womp Womp Womp. So, I've got to start pulling these out in reverse order, because I feel like for some reason the sports games are always on the bottom. So I need to go from the bottom up in the NES games. Now I know, so this is, Bases Loaded by Jellico. I know I've heard that the Bases Loaded series is a good series of baseball games. I'm just not big on sports ball games. But I have heard good things about this series. I don't know specifically, there are several, I believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, several Bases Loaded on the NES. I don't know which ones are the better ones, but I'm pretty sure I've heard good things about this first Bases Loaded. Let me know what you guys think, where it falls on the scale of NES baseball games. But I have had some fun playing these old baseball games on the NES. It's from like a used game store. It's got a little label back here. I'm happy to have it. I'm happy to have any NES game to add into my collection. I just wish I would have done it in the other direction, because I think Bases Loaded, Dragon Warrior, Mickey Mousecapade would have been a nice progression. Very happy about those two though. So yeah, let me know what you think about Bases Loaded. You'll know what I think. Hopefully I was able to score some points. We will find out right now. Bases Loaded was developed by Jellico and released in 1988. It's alright. I was able to be successful in some capacity. The batting took me some getting used to, but I was able to get a pretty quick grasp on fielding. The graphics are really nice, and I can definitely say that I enjoyed this more than Major League Baseball on the NES, which I have also recently played. Eventually I will give these old baseball games some more time, because I do want to give them a fair shake, but this game got the least amount of time devoted to it while I was recording footage. Not bad, though. It's not bad, but regardless, I'm always glad to add another great cart to the shelf. And there we go. Let's do a quick recap while I show you the totals and whatnot. We have for the N64, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, Mario Paint, Mickey Mousecapade for the NES, Dragon Warrior for the NES, Bases Loaded for the NES. You know what? Overall, I'm going to say fantastic box for the month of March for my 1-year anniversary. Thank you, Floyd. Not the ring that I was hoping you'd get me, but I guess it'll do. Pick of the box. See, this was tough. I know that's how I know this was a pretty good box, because I'm having trouble picking a pick of the box. I honestly, this is way cheating. Okay, no, this is cheating. I don't care. I'm excited about these three. So my picks of the box will be Star Wars Rogue Squadron, because I know I've heard really good things about this. I played the second one on the GameCube, and it was a lot of fun. So this, Dragon Warrior, because I know that that's a stone cold classic, and I've never actually played it on the NES. I've only played it on the Switch, like the remake. And Mickey Mousecapade, because I know I've heard that this is a good game. I believe this is the one where you like control both Mickey and Minnie, right? I'm not sure. I'll find out by the time you see this, but now if I had to pick one out of the three, you know what? Probably just because it's so iconic and it's a series that I know I need to get into, and I'm kind of embarrassed that I haven't gotten more into it. I'm gonna say Dragon Warrior overall is my pick, but these other two, they're not far behind. Banger of a box. Mario Paint, again, super excited to get, want to play around with it, don't have a mouse. And Bases Loaded, let me know. There's at least 3, I think, Bases Loaded on the NES. Which one's the best one? How does that fall? So thank you everybody for watching. I love reading your comments. I love talking with you guys. I love sharing my love of games and collecting with you guys. I'm still relatively new to the whole collecting thing, but I have been playing games for many years, and it's just so much fun to be able to share that passion with all you fine folks. It's hard to believe how far I've actually come in this year. I'm still working on making things better, but editor me in the future is going to go ahead and put a clip from my very first Video Game Monthly boxing right here. So, I have finally succumbed to the temptation, and I have subscribed to Video Games Monthly. So I don't know what's... Okay, so I was wondering if I would get Pipe Mania, because in a lot of the videos that I've watched, I've seen a lot of people get this in their box and sealed, which is cool. It's a sealed PS2 game, and that's awesome. I don't know much about this game. I think I did look it up, and I don't think it got like horrible reviews, but very cool to get a sealed PS2 game. And like I said, I was expecting to get this because I've seen a lot of people get this game sealed. So awesome. Now I can stop wondering. Yeah, so we've come a long way. I can't wait to share a whole nother year of boxers with you guys. I've started working, branching out, and trying to make different series, different kinds of videos. I have a video that just released that is 5 Atari 2600 games that are still fun to play. Make sure you check that out if you haven't done so already. Make sure you go check out my Steam Dollar Menu videos. And I've got a lot of wonderful content planned for you guys in the future. Again, I'm having a blast. You guys are wonderful. Everyone, make sure you go play some video games. And you go have a wonderful, beautiful day. I will see you guys next time. Welcome back, everybody. It's time for April's VGM unboxing. I'm bloody chuffed. Let's do it. Alright, so very excited to see what we got here. Where I live currently, the area is flooding. I got very wet on my way home, so I'm ready to warm up with a nice steaming bowl of retro-ness. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Let's do it! Box is very heavy. I want to say I hear at least an Atari cartridge, but it's hard to actually tell, but I want to say I can hear Atari rattle, if that's a thing. Without further ado, here we go. I haven't seen anyone's video yet. I'm opening this right after it came in the mail. It's pretty early in the month, so I don't know what the trinket is. So I always love when I don't know yet what the trinket is. So we got our card. No 1-up. Haven't gotten a 1-up in a while, which is fine. Totally cool with that. Let's feel around. I feel Super NES. I feel an Atari. Atari rattle is a thing. And 2 NES. Ooh, buddy. As per usual. Let's start with the... Wait a second, I'm confused now. There's 2 Atari games. Super NES and 2 NES. Very nice. So we'll start with an Atari. We'll go with this one and kablam! I see 20th Century Fox. That Fantastic Voyage, I believe is what that says. Fantastic Voyage. I am pretty sure I've heard positive things about this game. Let me know what you guys think. You'll see my initial reactions when I record the gameplay, but I think I actually had someone suggest this for my Atari games that are still fun to play series, so pretty stoked to check this out. I don't believe I've ever seen this movie, but this is the one where they go inside of a human body, right? I could be completely wrong about that, but awesome start. Always love to advance my Atari collection forward. So first up we got Fantastic Voyage. Fantastic Voyage was published in 1982 by Fox Video Games. It is based on the 1966 science fiction film of the same name about a submarine crew who is shrunk to microscopic size and tasked with destroying a blood clot inside a scientist's body. Somehow, I have never seen this movie, even though I have seen several spoofs of it in the likes of Futurama, Rugrats, The Magic School Bus, and I'm sure a whole lot of others. I hear it's really good, and I need to check it out. So how is this game adaptation? Well, it's pretty good actually. I had a lot of fun checking it out to capture footage, even though I know that I'm missing something here and I'll need to check out the manual. There's more going on than I realize, I think. It is a really fun shooter where you're trying to take out blood clots in various patients. Definitely one that I'm going to spend more time with, and I'm very happy to have it in my collection. Alright. Let's see, next Atari... Oh wait, I forgot about the trinket. I found the trinket. We got a bracelet. This is my first VGM bracelet. I know this is something they like to give out pretty often. From what I've seen, it seems like that's something that's in a regular rotation, but this is my first one. So it says play the past into the future, which is their slogan. Very cool. Oh, it also says Video Games Monthly on it. So super sweet. I never know if I'm supposed to put these to where I can read it or other people can read it. Oh, I don't even know if that'll fit on my wrist. I don't know. Very nice. So, second Atari game. It's not a normal size shaped cartridge. Alright, let's see. Second game we got. I cannot read that. Amadar? I know absolutely nothing about this game. I have no idea what this is. Amadar? I guess that's how you pronounce it? I'm not sure. But, I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard of this game, so that's pretty sweet. Hopefully it's a good one. I haven't run into too many stinkers on the Atari yet in my VGM box, so I got high hopes. Hopefully It's warranted. Let me know what you guys think. Got Amadar. Amadar? Medar? Amadar is what I'm going to say for now. So second game, Amadar. Sweet. Amadar was published in 1982 by Parker Brothers. It is based on an arcade game that was developed by Konami, and it is one that I have never heard of. I like it a lot. The goal is to color in all of the squares and then move on to the next level. Your button press renders your enemies temporarily harmless, allowing you to pass through them. I am definitely interested in going back and checking out the original arcade game for sure, because I don't think I'm very familiar with Konami's very early arcade games. The control to this one felt a little off. There were some frustrating moments because my character just wasn't as responsive as I would like. Even so, I had fun playing it, and I'll be giving it some more time for sure. Alright, next up we have Super NES. I have very, very little in my collection. I'm trying to count behind there. I think I have 7, 8 games maybe. So, next up, Super NES, we got... backwards, but I didn't see what it was. Still don't know what that is. Oh, lordy. We got Pit Fighter. Now, I know I've played Pit Fighter for the Sega Genesis when I was younger. It was not a very good game. I can't remember. I know either the Super NES version or the Genesis version is supposedly slightly superior. Let me know which one it is. I can't remember. I know I've played this. I did not enjoy it very much. But it's a game that I've heard of, and it's kind of iconic, I think, for how bad the home ports were. Super stoked to have it. Definitely, something I'm happy to have in my Super NES collection. Let me know what you guys think of Pit Fighter. Nice. Pit Fighter was released in 1991 and based on the Atari arcade game that was released the year earlier. I have never played the arcade game, but I understand that it has some merit. This, though... Dear God. I just couldn't wrap my head around the control or something. It just feels real bad to play. It's hard for me to pin down exactly, but I didn't have much fun. I don't even know if I could say I had fun at all. I didn't spend too much time with this one because it was just one giant exercise in frustration. I will probably go back and check out the arcade game before I come back to this, but I'm still really happy to have it in the collection. Please, let me know. Is the Genesis version any better? I hope so. It almost has to be. I have a really hard time imagining that it could be any worse. Alright, I'm going to pull the bottom one first because I've realized in my last few boxes that a lot of times the one on the bottom have been sports titles, which I'm less excited about. So I'm going to try to do from the bottom up, and we'll see how that goes. Watch them mess with me, and a sports title will have been on the top. So we'll see. I always love to get NES, so hopefully we got something good. At least one of the two, hopefully, is a banger. So first up, we got... can't read it. Codename Viper. I don't think I know this game. It's a Capcom game. That bodes pretty well. Not to say that everything that Capcom released on the NES was fantastic, but I know more often than not, they had a pretty good track record. Excited to see this. I'm not even sure what kind of game it is. Very, very stoked. So we got... Codename? My memory. I have a memory worse than a goldfish. It's Codename Viper for the NES. Nice. Codename Viper was published in 1990 by Capcom. This game is very similar to Namco's Rolling Thunder. If I had not known any better and just saw footage of someone playing this, I would have just assumed that this was an entry in that series. I like Rolling Thunder a lot. I'm not great at it, but I like it a lot. So I also ended up enjoying this quite a bit. Another one that I'm very excited to spend more time with, and to compare it to the Tengen Rolling Thunder on the NES when I get a chance. From my initial impressions, I think I like Codename Viper more than Rolling Thunder, but I can't really say that for sure until I've had more time to spend with it. It's also been a while since I've played Rolling Thunder on the NES, so yeah, I would definitely like to compare the two and see which one comes out on top. Let me know if you've played both of them, which one you think is the superior game. In any case, I'm very happy to have Codename Viper in the collection, no doubt. Alright, and now it's time for our last game, another NES game. Okay, so that was the one on the bottom, and it wasn't a sports title. I'm going to be kind of upset if I did that whole thing, and this next one's a sports title. So, last game we got, doesn't look like sports. 3D World Runner, I believe is what that says. 3D World Runner. Very nice. I've heard positive things about this game. I know that the graphics are pretty good. I know I've played this before, at least through emulation. It's not one I had growing up, but I know it's the one where it kind of looks like Space Harrier, right? And you're kind of running forward, and you got to jump over these big gaps. I know I've played this before. I know I've heard people talk about it. Very, very excited to add this to my collection. No sports title. Two games that I'm very excited to have. So, yeah, last game, 3D World Runner. The 3D Battles of World Runner was published in 1987 by Acclaim and was developed by Square, which is pretty neat. I always thought this game was just called 3D World Runner because that's what it says on the label, but I guess I was just wrong. I know I had checked this out years ago through emulation, but it had been a very long time since I played it. For what it is, I dig it! I think the graphics look really cool for an NES game, definitely giving me a Space Harrier vibe, and I quite enjoyed playing it for this video. I didn't know there was actually a 3D mode built in for use with 3D glasses, so I'll have to check that out sometime. I quite enjoyed the music to this one. There's some catchy tunes. I look forward to digging into this one, and I think it's a great addition to my collection. Alright, and let me make sure, yes, empty box. So I'd say that's a successful month. We will see what the values are. Not that I really care. Again, I want to remind you, I don't really care so much about the values, as long as this whole box isn't worth like $5. It's not what I do this for. I do it for the surprise, for my love of retro gaming, and I guess for those two things. For surprise, because the surprise aspect is cool, and I want to have a nice little retro game collection. Something to leave my children. Bunch of cheap NES and Atari games. Quick recap, we have Codename Viper for the NES, 3D World Runner for the NES, Pit Fighter for the Super NES, Amadar, that's where I've settled, I think it's Amadar, for the Atari 2600, and Fantastic Voyage for the 2600. As for pick of the box, ooh, buddy. I think I'm most excited. I think I'm going to say my pick of the box is 3D World Runner. I had a lot of fun playing this back in the day when I first started emulating NES games. I remember having fun with this. I think the graphics are really neat. Don't really remember. You'll have seen what I think of it and if I think it's actually fun. But I think this one, I think this is going to be my pick of the box. If I had to pick a runner-up, I'm going to say Amadar for the Atari, because I know absolutely nothing about it. The artwork on it is pretty interesting. There's like a giant monkey man and a guy painting in like a native person with a spear. And I don't know if that's a pig or if that is a dog, but I'm definitely intrigued. I have no idea what kind of gameplay style this is. So yeah, that would be my runner-up. But actually, I will have to say, I'm excited for every single one of these games. Even though I know Pit Fighter is not a great game, I don't think I've ever played it on the Super NES. So I'm excited to see how it compares to the Sega Genesis. And it's a game that people know. So that's nice. So even if I play it and I don't like it, I can have pride in the fact that I have Pit Fighter. It's one that people know, even if for the fact if it's just how bad of a game it is. Awesome. I think April was a fantastic month. They did it again. Honestly, I mean, we'll see when I play the games what I actually think of the games, but I think this is... I'm really happy with this box. I think it's one of the best boxes I've gotten. No sports ball games, and 2 Atari, 2 NES, and 1 Super NES. I think that's a great mix. Very, very excited to check these out. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you for spending some time with me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of these games. Let me know what your pick of the box is. Make sure if you're new around here to check out the Too Many Boxes playlist or the VGM playlist. I've been doing VGM for a little over a year now, so I have a bunch of videos for you to go check out if you enjoyed this. If you want to check out Video Games Monthly, I will leave a link below, videogamesmonthly.com. And if you enjoy retro gaming, make sure you go to my channel, check out the different videos I have. I have Atari videos, I have NES videos, and I'm going to be working on branching out to other systems very soon. Well, thank you again. I will see you next time. Bye. It sounds like a good one. Let's do it. Welcome back, everybody. It is time for our May, I can't believe it's already May, but our May Video Games Monthly box. Like I said in the opening, I just got a good feeling. Sounds like a winner. This just came maybe like an hour ago. Didn't want to wait. I haven't seen anyone's trinket, and I always love when I don't know what to expect as far as that goes. I can't get it open for some reason. I don't feel a trinket. Whatever that means, it's like a sticker or something. Oh, wait. Nope, we got something. We got a slap bracelet. I haven't gotten one of these yet. I know I've seen other people get them. Got Mario characters on it. Awesome. Been a long time since I've used a slap bracelet. Doesn't quite go on right. Is that how it always worked? I don't remember from when I was a kid. But there we go. Ooh la la. 1 Atari. Is it 1 Atari and 4 NES? Oh wow. Okay. Wow. Alright, so let's go ahead as per usual. We'll start with the Atari. First up, we got football. we got football. Oh wait, football, real sports, soccer. So I guess this is actually a soccer game. It says 1987. Taito. It's a later release. Football, real sports, soccer. So I actually might enjoy soccer a little bit more than football. I think I understand soccer a little bit more. Let me know, is this a good soccer game? Nice. I'm looking forward to checking it out. I don't know if this is... The copyright's 1987. I don't know if that means it was just released that late or if this is like a reprint. Football. Real sports soccer. Real Sports Soccer was released in 1983. I was able to score points. That alone automatically makes any sports ball game a win. It's probably not a very good game of soccer to the discerning, but I had some fun with it. It's not anything special, but I thought it was pretty okay. I am very happy to add this to my ever-growing Atari library. Alright, so 4 NES games. It feels like it might be a little sticky. We'll start with this one. We got Skater Die 2. Now, I really don't know much about Skater Die 2. I got the first Skater Die. I think that's a game I got, one of my few duplicates I've gotten from these services. I got Skater Die twice. Don't know a lot about this. I don't necessarily dislike the first Skater Die. I'm just not very good at it. The controls, it's really hard for me to wrap my head around. But let me know, how does this compare to the first Skater Die? What if it has that Rodney Dangerfield character in it? That was my favorite part. The Rodney Dangerfield he had like purple hair or something, I can't remember, but very cool. Always happy to add more to the NES collection. So we got Skater Die 2. Skater Die 2 was published in 1990 by Electronic Arts. This game is very different from the first game, and I think I enjoyed this one much more. I had a much easier time controlling my character in this game, and even though I did get very confused after a little while as to what I was supposed to do, I overall had a more pleasant experience. So far, I'd say it's a winner. I'm definitely interested in coming back to this one in order to spend a little more time with it. Rodney, by the way, was indeed in here. Ooh, got hair on it, and it is very sticky. Let's get a close-up of that. All this, I mean, it'll all wipe off, but do wish they did clean it a little bit. And it is one of the most 90s images you will ever see. Look at that. So up next we got Kung Fu. Wow, it looks like that one's kind of dirty too. Kung Fu. Oh, there's initials on it. There is some label damage. It looks like there was maybe a little bit of water damage on this label. I've played Kung Fu. It's not one that I owned when I was a kid, but I know I've played it. I know I had some fun with it. I don't think it's gonna end up being one of my favorite games, but it's one of those titles that you just need to have in your collection. I think everyone knows Kung Fu, right? So next game is Kung Fu. Kung Fu was released in 1985. It is an early example of a side-scrolling beat-em-up, and even though the design is archaic, the gameplay is pretty fun to this day. I suck at video games, I'm just gonna let you all know, so sometimes it takes me a while to fully grasp how a game is supposed to play. After I acclimated to how my actions worked in Kung Fu, I started doing better and having a lot more fun. This is an interesting evolutionary stop in brawler history, and one that I think is still worth checking out to this day. After you figure out and learn its eccentricities, there is fun to be had here. Very happy to have Kung Fu for the NES. Okay, third NES game, very nice. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I already have the second one. I have the arcade game. I got that in one of my boxes a while ago. Quick story, and I think I probably told this when I got TMNT 2. But this is the game that I owned. My household owned the first Turtles game on the NES. And it was, it was very hard. I'm sure everybody knows about the difficulty that can be had with this game. But I remember it was really hard. And my friend down the street had the second one. And one day he brought it over so that we could play. And it blew my mind how awesome his Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game was compared to mine. I enjoyed the arcade game so much more. I asked him to borrow it. And long story short, he never got his copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, back. So I ended up having both of these. Sorry about that, Marcus, if you're watching. I don't know what happened to your game. I wish I still had it. Awesome. Very cool. Now I just need the third one. Awesome. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I haven't played this in a very, very long time. Probably since I was a kid. So it'd be cool to go back and see how I can do. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was published by Ultra Games in 1989. It is a side-scrolling action game that allows you to take control of all four of the heroes in a half-shell. I enjoyed this a lot. I do remember having fun with it as a kid. I was just more attracted to the gameplay of the arcade game at the time and didn't appreciate this for what it was. I still find parts of it incredibly frustrating, but overall I enjoyed playing this. Donatello is still, as he was when I was a child, the only turtle I really want to play as because he has this monster reach with his weapon. I'm definitely going to try and make it through this one for a video someday. So what's everyone's favorite turtle out there? I remember when I was really little, my favorite was Leonardo because at the time when I was little, blue was my favorite color. So of course I went with Leonardo. Then as I got older, I started to really like Michelangelo because, you know, he was goofy and fun and easygoing. And he had that carefree attitude that just really spoke to me. Then as I started becoming an adult, I decided my favorite was Raphael because he's cynical and sarcastic, and that really appealed to me as I get older and cynical. But now, after playing this game, I think I've finally matured to having the wisdom of choosing Donatello for the first time in my life as favorite turtle. So I've evolved through all 4 of them, and this is where I've landed. Let me know who your favorite turtle is and why. Alright, last game I believe. Yep, box is empty. So last game, last NES game, we got Tiger Heli by Taito. I know I've played this, again, not one that I had when I was a kid, but I used to play this in emulation a lot. It's been a long time since I've played it. I know it's a shooter. I believe I really enjoyed this game. Is that Acclaim? It's an Acclaim game. That can go either way, but I remember having a lot of fun with this. So I'll let you know when I record gameplay footage what I think of it nowadays. But very cool. Very, very cool. Tiger Heli. Tiger Heli was published by Acclaim in 1987 and is based on the 1985 arcade game developed by Toaplan. I used to play this game a lot back in the day, and playing it here now, I'm a little confused as to why. It's not awful by any means, it's just kind of bland and slow and hard. There just wasn't anything very exciting about this one. Maybe this will pop up in a video topic one day, and I'll get to take the opportunity to dig a little deeper into it and see if it offers more than I'm getting in the little time that I've played it recently. Regardless, I am very happy to add it to the collection. So my prediction was right. I think that's a pretty good box. No idea what the value is. You'll see it here. I don't really care so much as long as I'm expanding my library. I'm pretty happy with these games. I've played some old soccer games that I had some fun with, so hopefully this is a good one. I don't know. I feel like, 'cause this doesn't always happen, every one of these titles that I got for the NES at least are titles that I'm familiar with, that I think most people are familiar with, and that's always cool. Even though I do love getting games that I've never heard of, that's equally as awesome. So I guess what I'm saying is they can't really lose when they send me NES or Atari games. Trying to think, that's probably not true. There's probably been a few times I've been kind of disappointed, but they've done a good job. If it was all like baseball and football games, whether or not they were like, if it was all baseball or football games, I'd probably be a little disappointed, but I don't think they would do that. We'll do a quick recap. We got football, real sports, soccer for the Atari 2600. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES. We have Kung Fu for the NES. We have Skate or Die 2 for the NES. And we have Tiger Heli for the NES. I mean, the one thing I will say is kind of sucky is that, like, Kung Fu and Skate or Die, they're just really dirty. And I wish they would have just cleaned these up a little bit. Just a little bit. Especially Skate or Die. There's weird stickiness, and I'm just rubbing it over myself. Who knows what the hell that is. All in all, I think it's an awesome, awesome box. Pick of the box. I'm going to go for 2 here. I'm going to go for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because even though I wasn't the biggest fan of it when I was a kid, it brings back a lot of memories just even seeing the cartridge. It is a game that I played a lot, but after I stole Marcus's copy of the arcade game, I don't know if I ever touched this one again, or at least not as often. Because that's just such a good game. One of my all-time favorites. If I ever make a top 10 NES game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, is definitely going to be in the top 10. And Kung Fu, because I would like to get all of the black box games I know I had a lot of fun with this when I started emulating NES games when I was like high school, maybe early college. And it's just an iconic game. Everyone knows Kung Fu. That's just an iconic image right there. Those are my 2 picks of the box. Let me know what your pick of the box is. I'm not really unhappy with any of it. Like, as far as I'm concerned, any Atari cartridge is phenomenal, and like I said, for NES too. But all of these NES games are games that I'm genuinely excited to own. Very excited to see what Skater Die 2 is like. I wonder if it's like the same format as the first one where you have like the different events where you pick, or if it's different. It says the search for Double Trouble, and I don't really know what that means. So please let me know. How is that one? That was our box for May. I don't want to prattle on too long. I've got a lot of videos to film and edit. I'm trying to get ahead a little bit so I don't have to scramble every week to get videos out. I'm still trying to keep to 2 videos a week. Hopefully I can keep that up. If I can get the videos filmed today and tomorrow that I want to get filmed, we will be golden. I've started doing ranking videos. I've did my first one. Should be out. It'll be out before this video, where I take a certain publisher and I look at all of the games they publish for a certain console. Right now, I'm probably going to be focusing mainly on Atari 2600, NES, and Sega Genesis. And I think it's a good way for me to just go through all of these consoles' libraries and play all of these different games. A lot of them so far, even the ones that I've played to do these next rankings, a lot of games I'd never heard of and never played. If you're interested in that, please check that out. Like I said, there should be one for Absolute, the games that Absolute published for the Atari out right now, and I've got Atlas for the NES coming out soon, and I'll be doing one for the Sega Genesis very shortly after that. So I want to thank everyone for watching. I always enjoy interacting with you guys in the comments. Please, like I said, let me know what your pick of the box is. Let me know what you think of the box in general. And if you're new here, I've got a whole playlist of Video Games Monthly unboxings. It's all part of my podcast, Too Many Boxes, where I've got Loved Again Media Boxes, Retro Game Treasure, Video Games Monthly, and some other random on and end boxes. So check that out if you're into watching me pull plastic out of cardboard, because I know I love doing it. I love sharing it with you. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Bye. Welcome back, everybody. It's time for our June, I cannot believe it's June, our June Video Games Monthly box. I'm bloody chuffed. Let's do it. All right, let's get into this. I am very intrigued because it's not moving very much, and I can't really figure out what that means. There is a little tiny bit of a bulge. Not really, just a little bit. But it's just not shaking like I would expect it to with 5 cartridges in it. So I'm really intrigued to find out what's going on in there. What's making that happen? So, as per usual, do it blind. I'm real excited. I'm not even gonna go on about anything else. I just want to see what's in my box. So, let's find our card. Ooh, we got a 1-up. I guess that could account for some of it. So we got a 1-up, means we'll get 6 games. I haven't had a 1-up in a very long time, so that's cool. I think this is our trinket. If I remember correctly, it's like Mario Kart pin or something. Oh, yeah, Mario Kart collector pins. Each pack contains 1 randomly selected pin. So I know they made an announcement about this, which is very cool. I think there's also, so it says on the back, there's 1 in 48 chance to get a rare gold Mario. So that's pretty neat. Do I have a knife? Did I get a special gold? Oh, I can't see it. We've got to actually open it up. All right, we've got a special extra layer layer added here. And we got not a special gold pin. But pretty cool anyway. It's a nice heavy metal pin. It is very nice. It's just Mario scooting along in his little cart. So, that's cool. It's gonna go on my guitar strap, I'm sure. That's what I do with all my pins. This one's kind of heavy though. So nice. First up, we got Mario Kart collector pin. Alright, let's feel around and see what we got here. So I feel 2 Atari. Awesome. Super Nintendo. 1 NES, 2 NES, 3 NES. Oh my god. I'm very excited about this. I'm gonna change it up. Usually I go Atari first. I don't get very many, or I haven't gotten very many Super NES, so let's go ahead and start with that. First game, Super NES, we got... Is that Vegas Stakes? Vegas Stakes. Not the most terribly exciting. So I've never played it. I know this is the one I see a lot of people get. I'm sure it must be very inexpensive. I'm not real big into gambling games or card games or whatever. But it's another Super NES game. I guess anytime I get something like this, it's like, well, at least I know I won't get it in the future. Who knows? Maybe you'll find out. Maybe I absolutely freaking adore Vegas Stakes, but I have my doubts. So first game, Vegas Stakes. Vegas Stakes was published in 1993 by Nintendo and was developed by HAL Laboratory, which was a surprise to me. This game revolves around you going to Vegas with $1,000 and a few friends with the goal of trying to win $10 million. The cutscene at the beginning was a bit of a surprise to me, but I think I appreciate the addition, even though there really isn't a whole lot to the premise. This game isn't bad. I do like a game of blackjack and poker here and there. The problem is that I usually get bored pretty quickly playing these games electronically. Virtual slot machines simply make absolutely no sense to me, and I do not really understand the rules of the other included games. I'm just not much of a gambler. Overall, it's okay for what it is, and I do think I will play it again to see if I can beat it, but I don't know that I will ever touch it again after that attempt, whether or not I actually succeed. Happy to have it on the shelf, though. So next up, we'll do an Atari. Biggest collection. I'm not getting like super close to 100, but getting pretty close. So first up, we have Moon Patrol. I know I have heard of it. Don't think I've ever played it. So let me know. Is this going to be a gem? Is this something I need to feature on my Atari 2600 games that are still fun to play? I don't know. We'll find out. But, yeah, exciting. Definitely more exciting than Vegas Stakes. We have Moon Patrol. Moon Patrol was published by Atari in 1983 and was based on the arcade game from the previous year. This game is freaking awesome. You control a moon buggy and have to navigate the moon surface while murdering any sign of life that you encounter. It took me a few tries before I started to get a feel for how the game controlled and worked, but after it clicked, I found myself to be having a great time. I spent a good bit of time with this, and I look forward to spending even more time with it. A contender for my Atari games that are still fun to play series for sure. Alright, second Atari game, we have Sprint Master. I don't know anything about Sprint Master. I highly doubt it can be better than Enduro, which so far has, for a while, been my favorite racing game on the 2600, but who knows, maybe Sprint Master is gonna give it a run for its money. We'll find out right now. Sprint Master. Sprint Master was published in 1988 by Atari. It is based on the arcade game Super Sprint from 1986. I had no idea what to expect going into this one, being that this was such a late release for the 2600. There's a title menu and some music, and some other menus with various options, which is not something that I have encountered too much in my journey into the system's catalog. You're given the choice of which track you would like to race on, and whether the track is blacktop, dirt, or ice. I had a really hard time controlling my car at first. I did eventually get better, but never really felt that I got a hold of the controls completely. I'll spend more time with this one for sure, but I'm not really positive how I feel about this one yet. I definitely wasn't super wowed or anything, but there was some charm to this one. Let me know what you guys think of Sprintmaster. Alright, and 3 NES. How freaking cool is that? So first up, we got Kings of the Beach. I'm actually really excited about this because I've watched several videos lately that talks about how awesome this game is, and I'm not usually, as you guys know by now, not usually too huge on the sports ball, but I hear that this is a really fun game, so I'm actually really excited about this. I can't wait to try this out. So next up we got Kings of the Beach. Kings of the Beach was published by Ultra Games in 1989. I was very excited to play this one. Not only have I heard people say positive things about this game, but volleyball is one of the few sports games that I enjoy playing in real life. At first, I was having a pretty bogus time, but then I discovered that there are practice modes to help you get used to how you volley the bally. I haven't quite mastered the game yet, but I am very much looking forward to playing through this one. Totally stoked to have it, dude. Radical. Next up, we have Iron Tank. I don't know anything about Iron Tank. Can't read who's the... Oh, it's SNK. So I must have this, I'm assuming, on my SNK collection. I haven't got to play it very much, but the SNK collection they released not too long ago, or maybe it was. My concept of time is really messed up, but maybe I have played this before. I just can't think of what it is off the top of my head, so our next to last game is Iron Tank for the NES. Iron Tank was published in 1988 by SNK. It is an action game that finds you in the control of a commando called Snake, as he utilizes a tank to kill a bunch of evil dudes. I quite enjoyed this one so far. Running over the little people is endlessly amusing to me. I don't ever recall playing this one, and I think that's a shame. There was a lot to like here, and I'm definitely going to come back to this one in the future. There was a little more depth to the gameplay of this one than I was expecting, and I'm excited to put some more time into it. Alright, one more. Let's make sure, yep. Empty box. So our last game, another NES. I'm pretty happy. I'm actually really happy with what I've got so far. Not wild about Vegas Stakes, but let's hope the last one's a big old whammy of a winner. We got... Ooh, is that Fabio? That is Fabio. Okay, I am actually very excited about this. I've never played any of the Wizards and Warriors, Wizards and Warriors game, but I know that it's Rare, made by Rare. And I hear a lot of people talk fondly about these games, especially I think the first one. I knew as soon as I saw his darling little face, which, what a wonderful picture there of Mr. Fabio. Well, look at that handsome fella. I've never played any of these. I'm bummed that I didn't get the first one first, because I usually try to play games in order. But for this, we usually just do a couple minutes. I just play for a couple minutes, kind of get a first impressions kind of a thing. So I'm very excited. That's a great way to end the box. Awesome. Let's look at Wizards and Warriors 2. Iron Sword. Iron Sword, Wizards and Warriors 2 was published in 1989 by Acclaim Entertainment and features the one and only Fabio on the cover. This fact would have blown my mind when I was a kid, but alas, I never encountered this game while growing up. Iron Sword is an action platformer where you play as Fabio, who must defeat an evil wizard. I haven't played too much of this yet, as I have a weird thing that does not allow me to play games out of order if I can help it, but I have had some fun with the few minutes that I have seen. I'll have to pick up the first one and delve into this series, because I have heard some people say positive things about these games. David Wise did the soundtrack here, and that is always great news. I think this is a great pull for the box, and a game that will actually get pulled down from the shelf for sure. Alright, so I think that was a really awesome box. I'm actually really happy with that. We'll see the totals wherever while I do a quick review. So we got Vegas Stakes, Super NES, Sprint Master for the 2600, Moon Patrol 2600, Iron Sword, Wizards of Warrior 2 for the NES, Iron Tank for the NES, and Kings of the Beach for the NES. Pick of the box. I'm gonna go for a twofer because I like being indecisive and cheating. Kings of the Beach. I'm genuinely excited about this. I've watched several people talk about this recently and talk about how, like, what a good volleyball game this is. And I know it's, I can't remember how much this is. This game might actually be, I know it's less than $10. It might be even like less than $5. I'm not sure. I know it's very inexpensive, but I've heard really good things about this, so super stoked. And I've heard really good things about the Wizards of Warrior franchise. I don't think I've ever played them, but I've heard a lot of people talk positively about them. And it's got freaking Fabio on it. Went in and started a clip of when he used to do I Can't Believe It's Not Butter commercials right here, because I missed those.
Darling, look what I've brought back.
I can't believe it's not butter.
I forgot, we also got our cool collector pin. Mario Kart. I actually think that is very nice. So there we go. That's June's box. I want to thank everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what your pick of the box is. Let me know what you think about the box overall. Let me know what your opinion of any of the games are. Is Vegas Stakes a hidden gem on the Super NES? Maybe. I don't really know. So with that, I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day. And I will see you next time. Ah, it's so hot in here. Hopefully I'm just not wet and weird looking the entire time. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Welcome back, everybody. It is time for our July 2024 VGM box. I'm very excited. It is very full. It makes me really curious because I get the 5-game box. I'm just having a hard time imagining what the heck could be in here. It's just making it feel so heavy and full. I'm very excited. Real quick before I get started, I want to shout out The Nerd Life. I recommend everyone go check out his channel. Really cool guy. Awesome fun content. Here he's doing some toy hunting. I can't remember where exactly he is, but everyone go check him out, show him some love. Great channel. So without further ado, let's do it. I almost watched somebody's video. Some of you guys are really quick with your VGM videos, and I already saw one come up in my subscription feed. Haven't watched it because I didn't want to get spoiled on the trinket. So let's go give it the old feel-a-roo. So we got a card. We got a 1-up. Okay, so even with 6 games, maybe it's just how it's packed. I don't know. It just feels really stuffed. So got a 1-up. Is that the trinket? Oh, it's Mario. I can't remember what these things are called. Giblets or something. It's the things that you put into Crocs. I've never owned Crocs. I don't even know if I've ever worn a Croc. What is this called? It's not giblet, is it? I'm gonna say it's a giblet. You let me know what it's actually called down in the comments below, but it looks like that is our trinket. A Mario giblet. Put it there next to my Mario pin that I got last month. Alright, so we have a Atari cart. I think it's an M Network cart, if I remember correctly. What that shape feels like. We have a Game Gear game. That's cool. I just re-added Game Gear, so hopefully that's a good one. I wouldn't mind if it was a Poker Face Paul game, which I'm serious about. Like, I'm trying to collect all the Poker Face Paul games because they're cheap. It's something I can easily complete. 1, 2, 3, and 4 NES games. That's why it feels so heavy. Okay, so they put all of the NES games, like, to one side. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna start with Game Gear. Let's celebrate the return of the handhelds. First game, we got... I can't read that. What is that? Super Battle Tank? Is that what that says? Super Battle Tank from Majesco, assembled in Mexico. So interesting. Battle Tank. I've played a few of the Battle Tank games. I want to say I'm getting ready to play a Battle Tank game on the NES for my absolute ranking. I think it's a Battle Tank game. Is this one that the Kitchen Brothers are involved in? I could be thinking of the wrong series. But up first, we got Super Battle Tank for the Game Gear. Super Battle Tank was published by Majesco in 2001. Let me repeat that. This Game Gear game was released in 2001. I had no idea that games were still being released for the Game Gear into the new millennium. Wow. I was trying to find out what the last game released in North America for the Game Gear was, but I found many sources that said it was the Lost World Jurassic Park, which was released in 1997. There were several places that said Super Battle Tank was released in 2001 though, so I am a little confused. If anyone can help me out here, it would be much appreciated. This is in fact a Gary Kitchen game, and it is a tank simulation game where you are tasked with destroying other war machines. It took me a few minutes to understand what I was doing, but after I did figure it out, I had an alright time. Not the smoothest gameplay and definitely not the prettiest, but I was able to blow some things up, which is important, and progress through the game. I'm definitely going to spend more time with the entire Battle Tank series of games, and I am very happy to add this to the Game Gear collection. Alright, next, let's do this Atari game. I don't know which way's up. These cartridges always confuse me, but we got Space Attack, I believe is what that says. Space Attack, and this is indeed a Mattel M Network game. So Space Attack, another one in my very quickly expanding space game collection on the Atari 2600. I don't think I've ever played this. I don't know anything about it. I'm excited to check it out. Second game, Space Attack. Space Attack was published by M Network in 1982. It is an adaptation of the game Space Battle that was on the Intellivision. When I first booted this up, I was just about as confused as the first time that I fired up Final Approach. Check out my Apollo ranking video if you want to know more about that. But yeah, I was very confused. When I do these unboxings, the aim for me is to just fire these up, play for a few minutes, and give my first impressions. No manuals, no guides. I was eventually able to get to a screen where I was shooting down baddies, but I'm not sure exactly how I got to that point. I'm sure once I fully understand what I'm actually supposed to do, that I will enjoy this much more. I didn't have a bad time with it. I just didn't have enough time to really figure out how it plays. Happy to have it though. And we got 4 NES games. Very, very, very excited about that. Now, I find usually when I do stacks of NES games from VGM, the last one I get, because I usually go from the top to the bottom, a lot of times that bottom one ends up being a sports ball game. So I'm going to flip these over and do them that way. Watch the sports ball game have been on the top. That's my luck. But so we got first NES game. Blam. Hey, it is a sports ball game, but it looks like a golf game. So I might actually, I tend to enjoy golf games more than some of the other sports ball games. So it's a Konami game. We have, I can't read it. Jack Nicklaus, greatest 18 holes of major championship golf. That name's a mouthful. Jack Nicklaus Golf is what I'm going to say. So, first NES game, we got Jack Nicklaus Golf. Jack Nicklaus Greatest 18 Holes of Major Championship Golf is a really long name. It's looking ridiculously long. It was published by Konami in 1990. It is a golf game featuring Jack Nicklaus, surprise, surprise, who I'm guessing is this terrifying hellbeast that wants to eat your soul. Ooh. I do enjoy golf games much more in the scheme of the wider sports ball genre after I learn how to play them. I most recently played Golf Grand Slam on the NES, and I liked that game a lot. In great part to the fact that there were training modes that allowed me to figure out what I was doing. As far as I saw, this doesn't seem to have that. I will say that the way that the scenery slowly draws onto the screen made play feel a bit tedious. Yeah. I wasn't terribly impressed with this, but I'll need to learn what I'm actually doing in the game before I can give it a fair assessment. Maybe I'll do an NES golf game ranking list or something one day and actually take the time to learn how to play all of these golf games. If nothing else, I'm glad to have it on the shelf. Alright, second NES game. I think it's been a while since I've gotten this many NES games at one time. I'm very excited. So, second game we got. Looks like a Capcom game. Can't tell what it is. Section Z. I know I've heard of this game. I may have played it before. Off the top of my head, I cannot place what this is. Very excited to check it out. You'll know what I think. Let me know. Is Section Z a good game? Let's check out the gameplay. We got Section Z. Section Z was published by Capcom in 1987. It is a side-scrolling shooter that was originally released as an arcade game in 1985. I'm not the best at shooters, but I do enjoy playing them. I thought this was pretty hard, but that could just be because I suck. I don't know. Your A button has you shoot in one direction, and your B button has you shoot in the other. I like what I've seen of this so far. It was pretty fun, if challenging, and I enjoyed some of the music tracks that I heard. I did get confused because I somehow got myself sent back to the first section at one point, but I was compelled to keep trying to get further. I am going to come back to this one definitely for a proper gameplay session soon. Cool game. Alright, third game. We got third NES game is what I meant. This is actually what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth game. Third NES game. Whatever. We have some Jeopardy of some sort. Super! Oh my gosh. It's even better than regular Jeopardy. We got Super Jeopardy. I'm curious to see how this plays. I don't know that I've ever played any of the Jeopardy games on the NES. I'm not very good at Jeopardy because I'm not very smart, but we'll see how it goes. We got Super Jeopardy. Talking Super Jeopardy was published by GameTech in 1990. I don't think I have ever played a video game adaptation of Jeopardy before. I was kind of expecting to not enjoy this at all. I thought it would be too clunky to enjoy. I'm happy to say that I was wrong. This is a good time. It talks! If I would have heard this game, like seriously, when I was a little boy, it would have probably impressed the hell out of me. So I chose this mustachioed wonder, and proudly chose the category, the C word, because I know that word. Turns out it was not the word I thought it was going to be, but I did manage to come up with the other C word that the game was looking for. Then, this rat-stashed asshole started creeping up on me in score. Things got pretty intense, but my mustache power proved more powerful. This stupid bastard. Anyway, I enjoyed it. Alright, I think this is the last one. Yep, it's empty. So, our last game, our fourth NES game. Fingers crossed. Let's hope it's a good one. We got Wrath of the Black Manta. I want to say that this is one I see on people's hidden gem lists. I'm almost positive I have heard positive things about this. I can't remember exactly what kind of game this is. It's got ninjas, so it's by Taito. I don't know if this is at all like the Ninja Gaiden games or what, but I know I've heard positive things about this, so I'm very stoked to give this a try. Last game, we have Wrath of the Black Manta. Wrath of the Black Manta was published by Taito in 1990. It is a side-scrolling action game that finds you playing as a ninja on a mission to defeat a gang that has been kidnapping children. Now tell me, is there a reason that this theme of ninja saving children keeps coming up in these old games? Is this an important part of ninja lore? I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of kid saving going on in these ninja games. Let me know if you can enlighten me here. Anyway, you have ninja stars and special ninja abilities to aid you in your quest. The cutscenes to me were pretty hilarious. Your master calls to tell you that his young apprentice has been kidnapped. He also tells you that this kid is really bright, so he left a clue. What was this clue? Well, it was a letter indicating that he had been kidnapped and where he was being held at. Think about that for a minute and the logistics of this happening. What? How does that work? There are a lot of magical moments in these cutscenes. Wrath of the Black Manta has made some very positive first impressions, and I'll be playing more of it soon for sure. Okay, and there's a box. There are 6 games. I think this was actually a pretty good box. I don't know what the value will be, but you guys will see that all here somewhere. And let's go ahead and review the games. We got Super Battle Tank for the Game Gear. We have Space Attack for the Atari 2600. We have Jack Nicklaus Golf on the NES. We have Section Z on the NES. Not regular Jeopardy. We got Super Jeopardy on the NES. And Wrath of the Black Manta on the NES. So pick of the frickin' box. Gosh, I can't pick 4 games. I'm really excited about 4 of these games. Pick of the box, I'm going to say Wrath of the Black Manta. I know I've heard positive things about it. I'm at least 80% sure that I've heard positive things about this, but it's a ninja game, so yeah. And it's a Taito NES game, so yeah. This is my pick of the box. Runner-up would be Section Z. I'm not sure that I've heard positive things about it. I just can't remember, but it's a Capcom NES game, so definitely these two. But I'm pretty happy about all of them. Space Attack, I'm excited to see what that is. And Super Battle Tank. I don't have very many Game Gear games, so I'm always excited to see new Game Gear games. So that's the box. I just want to let you guys know that this channel has recently launched channel memberships. So if you're interested in supporting this channel and getting some neat perks, click on the little join button below the video, and there's a little video of me explaining more about the different tiers and the things you get. But always the greatest way to support the channel is just to like and subscribe. It helps more people see the videos and helps the channel to continue to grow. I want to thank everyone for watching. A reminder, go check out The Nerd Life. Go show him some love. Subscribe to him as well. He's awesome. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I will see you next time. Bye. Wrath of the Black Manta, Wrath of the Black Manta, Wrath, Wrath, Wrath of the Black Manta. Welcome back, everybody. It is that time again. We've got our August 2024 Video Games Monthly box. I'm bloody chuffed. Let's do it. Alright, so I'm not going to make any predictions. I'm not going to say I have a good feeling. That really bit me in the ass last month with Retro Game Treasure. So let's try this. I've got a really bad feeling about this. I'm worried. I think it's going to be really bad. Alright, so I don't want to prattle on too long. I got a bunch of stuff to do today. Videos to work on, live stream later. If you haven't checked it out yet, I've started live streaming. I don't have a consistent schedule yet, but eventually I'd like to at least stream maybe once a week. But so far it's usually been Saturdays, so come check me out. Alright, I have not seen anyone's video. I just got this like an hour ago. I don't know what the trinket is. I always love it when that's a surprise. So let's go ahead and open her up. Maybe a sticker? Maybe that's our trinket? Is there just one? I just feel the one. Let's see what we got. It's a Floyd sticker. I think it's a sticker. Cool. So starting out, we got this cool, like, Tyson Floyd sticker. I think 3 NES games, Game Gear, Super Nintendo, good mix. I did just re-add N64 to this box, but I think I got it in too late, so there's no chance of getting that. But hopefully soon I'll start getting some N64 games. So no Atari, which is usually what I do first. So we're going to go Game Gear. Let's hope it's something good. Wouldn't mind if it's a Poker Face Paul game, because I'm a weirdo. Alright, first game we got. Is that Mickey Mouse? Castle of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse. So I've never played it on the Game Gear. I've played this game on the Genesis, and I have the, like, remake that was released a few years back. I have it on Steam. I remember it was a real big, they made a real big deal about it because it was getting delisted or something. So, like, you had to buy it before it got delisted to, you know, and then you could own it, like, forever. So I picked it up. Now, I want to say it's back on Steam, but I'm not sure. I'll have to go check that out. But first up, very excited about this. Never played the Game Gear version. Let me know what you guys think. But first up, we got Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse for the Game Gear. Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse was published in 1991 by Sega. This is actually its own game and not simply a shrunk-down version of the Mega Drive game. Basic story seems to be the same, with some evil witch that is jealous of Minnie Mouse's stunning good looks. Rawr. And let me tell you, this 8-bit platformer can hold its own.
It is not as good as the 16-bit game, but it is a pretty solid experience in its own right. Armed with only his tenacity and ass cheeks of doom, Mickey Mouse must battle his way through peril to save his love true. Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse, coming soon. It's a great game, and I am thrilled to have it.
Very excited. Let's see, we got... It's The Lion King. This is the third or fourth version of The Lion King that I own. I've never played it on Super Nintendo. I used to rent it all the time for the Sega Genesis when I was a kid. It was very frustrating. I don't know how far I actually got, but I did keep renting it, so there must have been something to it. I think I also have it on the Game Gear and the Game Boy, which are not great versions in my opinion. So I'm excited. I know this is a game that a lot of people love, not my favorite, but I'm excited to see what it's like on Super Nintendo. So next up we got The Lion King.
The Lion King was published in 1994 by Virgin Interactive Entertainment. It is a video game adaptation of the beloved manga and anime Kimba the White Lion. As I mentioned in the unboxing, I used to rent the Genesis version of this game when I was a kid, and even though I was never great at it, something kept me renting it again and again. I used to rent this all the time. It is a beautiful game with some great graphics and some pretty good music. Some really good adaptations of the songs from the movie. It's hard though, at least for me. There is something about the way that Kimba controls that just feels very off to me. I know that there are people who absolutely love this game, and even though I may not be in that camp, I do enjoy playing this one and would like to give it some more time soon. I don't think I've ever beat this. I'm positive I've never beat this. I'm pretty stoked to have yet another port of this game in my collection. I am. I don't think there are many ports left for me to get at this point, so that's cool. Awesome grab. Happy to have it.
All right, 3 NES games. I'm sure one of them's got to be pretty good. So, right, law of averages or something, some craziness. So first up, we got. I think it's a sports ball game. It looks like a racket sports ball game. Racket Attack by Jalico. It's got some classic 80s artwork. Makes me think of Atari artwork, like the stuff they used to put on the original, like Breakout and stuff, that kind of art style. I like tennis games, usually. I can wrap my head around tennis. I used to actually play tennis with some friends. It's one of the few sports ball games that I actually have enjoyed playing myself. So, let me know how this stacks up. We'll see my first impressions. We got... I forgot what it was called. Racket Attack!
Racket Attack was published in 1988 by Jalico. This is a game where tennis rackets have attained sentience and are battling against their human overlords for dominance of their home planet Venus. You play as Serena on a mission to defeat the mammalian army and reunite with your twin sister at McEnroe Starbase. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's a tennis game where you play tennis. I actually had some fun with this one, but I'll need to spend some more time with it to know if I really like it or not. Definitely not the worst or best tennis game that I have ever played, but I was able to get some enjoyment out of it. Cool to have.
Alright. Got a sports ball game out of the way. Hopefully that's the only one they sent me. We'll see. Next up, NES, we got It was owned by Michael Weber. Rad Racer, nice! Very cool. It's been a long time since I've played Rad Racer. Again, this is not one I had growing up, but I have played it a lot when I was younger, so I'm very excited to revisit this. Very, very long time since I've played Rad Racer. Sports series. Interesting. Nice. I'm very, very excited about that, and you can see Michael Weber's name. Looks like somebody kind of tried to get it off somewhat, but I don't know, gave up. But second NES game. Next to last game, we got Rad Racer.
Rad Racer was published in 1987 by Nintendo and developed by Square. It is a racing game that reminds me a lot of Outrun, where you are racing across America. I really like this one. It's a classic for sure. There is a great sense of speed in this game, and it is just simply a joy to play. Boosting is an incredibly satisfying experience, I think. Very, very fun in this game. Now, has anyone tried the 3D mode with anaglyph glasses? I'm making that a goal for the near future. I really want to try that out and see what it's like. If you haven't played Rad Racer for the NES somehow at this point, and you enjoy 8-bit racers, you definitely need to give this one a go. A very charming and fun experience that will keep you coming back for more. Very good stuff.
Alright, I think this is the last game. Nothing else in the box. Alright, fingers crossed. So far, I'm pretty happy with this box, so I don't think it can be too big of a letdown, unless it's a duplicate. Last game, NES, we got... Holy moly cajolies! I am super... I'm super excited about this, and you guys might be like, why? I had this game when I was a kid. I almost bought this game a couple weeks ago. Very close, because if I remember correctly, it's a not very expensive game. I love this game. I'm too young to remember this game show. We didn't get MTV when I was a kid. We didn't have cable. We got 2 channels, NBC and CBS. But I remember my brother's friend used to let us borrow tapes that he'd made. He'd record MTV for us, and we'd watch it on VHS. But I'd never seen this. This is something I never came across. But we had this when I was a kid. I'm sure my parents got it for nothing, probably in a bargain bin or something. I had a lot of fun with this. I thought the questions were fun. And the contestants in the game, I remember looking very, very goofy, especially the host. He makes some very funny faces, or at least I thought so when I was like 6 or whatever. So this, I'm super excited about this. I haven't played this game in years. Oh my god, I'm going to play this on stream. Eventually, sometime soon, maybe next week. We got Remote Control for the NES. Yeah.
Remote Control was published in 1990 by High Tech Expressions. It is based on a game show by the same name that aired on MTV from 1987 to 1990. I have never seen the Remote Control TV show, but after doing some reading about it, I definitely want to hunt down some episodes because it sounds pretty interesting. As I said earlier, we had this game growing up and we played it a lot. I was very much into classic TV show, movie, and music trivia as a wee Aggie, and this game was right up my alley. Really love this game. It's very goofy with a lot of humor and these ridiculous contestant faces. Howie was always my go-to, and we got a lot of laughs out of all of the over-exaggerated reactions on the characters' faces. The music is pretty catchy, but very repetitive and just keeps looping for the entire game, just over and over and over again. I actually think this game holds up rather well by modern standards, I mean relatively at least, and I don't think my enjoyment of this is entirely nostalgia-driven. This is a fun little pop culture quiz show game that I am sure to pop in every once in a while. I am one step closer to having all of the games I had for the NES as a child, and that makes me very happy indeed.
go, August 2024's Video Game Monthly box. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it was a good box. I don't know what the values are. We'll see that around here somewhere. But regardless, I'm pretty happy. I know none of these games are probably worth very much money, but hopefully I got somewhere around the value of the box. If not, I'm still happy. That's just how it is. But we'll do a quick recap. We got Castle of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse for the Game Gear, The Lion King for the Super Nintendo, Racket Attack for the NES, Rad Racer for the NES, and Remote Control for the NES. Now, pick of the box? Pick of the box is definitely Remote Control. I don't care. Even just seeing this cover just brings back such a flood of nostalgia. And now that I'm thinking about it, I had a bunch of the high-tech expression games. I had like the Sesame Street games and a Muppet game, and I had a lot of things from high-tech expression. So even just this label brings back a lot of memories. So just for nostalgia alone, this is my pick of the box. If I had to pick a runner-up, I don't know, Rad Racer. You know what? I'm actually really excited for Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. I really enjoyed this game on the Genesis. I really enjoyed the remake. So this would be runner-up. But definitely my pick of the box is Remote Control, baby. Super excited. Let me know, have you guys played this? Did you play it when you were younger? What do you think of it? Am I just crazy? Maybe I'll play it and it'll be awful and it'll be just nostalgia based, but I think I remember this being a genuinely fun game. It's just like a quiz show, and I just remember the questions being fun. And gosh, I'll find the character when I do the gameplay footage that I always used to pick when I was a kid, just because I thought their face was freaking hilarious. So there we go. That's our August box. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the games. Let me know what your pick of the box is. Let me know what you think of the box overall. I think it was a good month. Definitely thought it was a better box than my last Retro Game Treasure, so that's good. My little scheme in the beginning must have worked. So that's all I got for you guys. I want to thank everyone for watching. A big thank you to all of the subscribers, the members, and everyone that just watches and likes the video. You guys are awesome. We've been having a lot of growth on the channel lately, and I'm super excited for what the future holds. I also want to give a special shout out to our channel members, Sad Vlad and Retro Kart Collector. You guys are awesome. Thank you for your support. Anyone who is interested in getting special perks, such as being shouted out in videos and being able to see videos early, make sure you check the join button down below to look into our membership tiers. So again, I thank you for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day. I will see you next time. Bye.
So can you hear me now? Come on and say it loud. Come on and say it loud. Come on and say it loud. What you want from me? Really, really want from me? You don't know me, nah, you don't know me. What you want from me? Really, really want from me? You don't know me, nah, you don't know me. Yo, I'm fly. I'm the female boss. I'm #1.
All of the coolest people want to be Aggie Thunderpaw channel members. Welcome back, everybody. It is our 50th episode of Too Many Boxes, which is freaking awesome. I can't believe we've done 50 of these. Can't wait to do 50 more. We've got our September VGM box. I am super freaking bloody chuffed. Let's do it. Alright, so September, it's my birthday month. I'm hoping that translates to an awesome box. I have put Game Boy Advance back into the box. That's always a dicey thing to do. Usually that does mean that I will have GBA in here, and usually it is licensed shovelware, but that's okay. Also, a lot of times that means that I get like a 1-up or a 2-up because those games are so low value that they put extra games in. So we'll see if that happens or not. I have a feeling that that may be the case. So without further ado, let's do it. So I got my box yesterday, but I wasn't feeling well. I went to bed early. One of the rare times that I didn't open my box as soon as it came in. So I'm dying to do it. I've been good. I have not watched other people's videos, so I don't know what the trinket is. So I'm super excited to open this up, see what's inside, and then go watch everybody else's video, see what they got. So let's go ahead and get this started. Let's feel around. Let's see, we got a card. Is it, like I said, we got that 1-up. I think that means that we definitely got some Game Boy Advance in here. So it's been a while since I've got a 1-up, because it's been a while since I've had Game Boy Advance in the box. So 1-up, I was expecting that. Feels like a sticker sheet. Is that our trinket? Is that a sticker sheet? There's a box in there too. I don't know what that box is. Alright, well, let's see what this is. We got... Oh, it's a Koopa Troopa where you, like, build the face. It's not in frame, you can't see it, but around Christmas time, I got a Wario, like, build-a-face thing for Christmas. That's, like, Christmas theme. But that's cool. I'll definitely put this on my wall. I have fun building these, because I'm, you know, a perpetual child. So, our trinket is a... I don't know what you call this. Build-a-face Koopa Troopa? Cool. Alright. So we got this box. I don't know what this box is. I'm kind of confused as to what it could be. I feel Super Nintendo. I feel NES. 2 NES. N64, which it's been a while for N64. Huh. I don't know what that box is. I don't feel any GBA, so maybe it's wrapped, so maybe it's a complete unopened GBA game? I don't know, that'd be pretty cool. Oh wait, there's a loose GBA game. I'm very intrigued. Intrigued indeed. So we'll start with this GBA game. I'm gonna save this thing in plastic. I'm gonna save that for last, because I'm hoping that's something really cool. So let's start with Game Boy Advance. Let's make our predictions now. Is it some kind of kids license game? Or maybe something else this time? Let's find out. We got... Is that SpongeBob? That looks like some SpongeBob. Yes, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. So, yeah. Usually what I'm expecting here with GBA. Licensed kid movie, cartoon stuff. I think I've seen the SpongeBob movie, at least part of it. The SpongeBob movie was where I kind of stopped watching SpongeBob. I thought the quality dipped significantly around this time. I really love old SpongeBob, but like newer SpongeBob, no thank you. I just don't think it's very good. So first up, we got the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
SpongeBob SquarePants was published by THQ in 2004. This wasn't bad. For a Super Mario clone, it could have been a lot worse. I wish SpongeBob moved faster and that the level design was a little more creative. But from the little I've played it, I'd say it's actually sort of enjoyable. There are a lot of secrets to find and plenty of goofy character animations to keep one entertained. Not a bad addition to my growing licensed Game Boy Advance collection.
Alright, so next, let's go Super Nintendo. Pretty excited, because I have very little Super Nintendo games, so... Next up, we got... Ooh, I see Taz. Is it Tasmania? Tasmania from Sunsoft. I don't remember. Is this the one that's like a weird, like, racing game? I don't recall. I know that the Tasmania games are different for Super NES and Genesis. I want to say this is the one that's like the racing game, but like where you're eating birds, like going down the road. I know I've seen people talk about it. I've seen people get it in their boxes, but I've never played it myself. But big fan of Taz. Didn't really watch Tasmania, but I like the character. I'm pretty excited. Hopefully it's a good one. So second up, we got Tasmania for the Super Nintendo.
Tasmania was published by Sunsoft in 1993. It's an interesting game. Jury's still out on this one. You move forward, and you eat birds, and you avoid obstacles. That's all I've really seen so far. I don't know how complex this one gets, but I am intrigued. Not the most compelling licensed game I've ever played, but I did have some fun. Pretty cool to have.
Okay, so next let's go N64. We got is that wrestling? Something Mayhem? I think it's WCW Mayhem. I don't know that I've ever played any of the WCW games. This looks like it was published by EA. I don't know if this is a good one or not. I know there's a lot of love for the WWF wrestling games on N64, but I don't really know anything about WCW Mayhem. So excited to check it out. I wasn't into wrestling when I was young, but it's something that I have grown to appreciate as an adult. I love the lore and the history and I love learning about wrestling. I think it's really interesting. So for the N64, we got WCW Mayhem. Let me know if this is a good one.
WCW Mayhem was published by Electronic Arts in 1999. It is a wrestling game. I know that wrestling games on the N64 are highly regarded, but I do not yet know which ones are the highly regarded ones. I actually did have quite a bit of fun with it though. I created the perfect creature, O'Gleen, who absolutely demolished Booker T. I'll have to play more of it to really know how much I like it, but I have certainly had some fun with it so far. O'Gleen will come for you. Wait, that doesn't sound right.
Okay, we got 2 NES games, which is super freaking sweet. Love getting NES, any NES. That's an interesting one to say. Alright, so next up for the NES, we got RoboCop. Frickin' RoboCop. Good gravy. I think I remember this being a pretty bad game. Is this an LJN? No. Honestly, I think this is a worse company. This is from Ocean. Oh my god. Not a mark of quality seeing the Ocean logo. But I can't remember this game in particular. I know I've played it before. I do not believe I was a fan, but maybe I'm misremembering and maybe this game is freaking awesome. We'll find out right now. We got RoboCop for the NES.
RoboCop was published by Data East in 1989. This is one of those rare instances that I can think of where a game both exceeds and fails to meet my expectations. I did not like this game. I was expecting that, but it was also better than I was expecting. I expected it to be worse and in different ways. I'm not really sure how to explain that. Let me run you through the very first time I played the game. The game loads up, I think the graphics are fine, and the song is kind of catchy. Then I start to play. I can't jump. Why can't I jump? And why do both buttons do the same attack? I realize, man, that music is repetitive and annoying. I hope it stops soon. I then spend way too long trying to figure out how to get back down the stairs. RoboCop suddenly pulls out a gun, and now I have a second attack. The sound the dogs make when they are killed makes me chuckle. And then I get killed by the first boss, and it's game over, no lives, no continues. Chef's kiss.
Alright, next up, we got a second NES game. Super excited. Even though I'm sure RoboCop, I'm pretty sure it's not a very good game, if I remember correctly. But I'm still happy to have it. I think that's one that, I don't know. I am happy to have. Do love RoboCop, the movie. So, second up, let's see. Let's hope it's not Ocean. We got that Double Dribble. Double Dribble. I've never played Double Dribble. As you guys know, I'm not very big into any of the sports ball games, but I know I've heard a lot of positive things about Double Dribble. And as far as sports ball games go, I kind of like some of the basketball games. I love NBA Jam, one of my favorite sports ball games in existence. So hopefully Double Dribble's a good one. I know I've heard people talk positive about this game, so I'm excited to check it out. We got Double Dribble for the NES.
Double Dribble was published by Konami in 1987. It is a sports ball game that I, brace yourselves here, absolutely adored. This is fun! I understood what I was doing and how to do it. Eventually. I was able to catch on pretty quick here, but I still got my ass handed to me. I will definitely be playing this more later, and I don't always say that after playing sports games. Definitely a contender for my favorite sports ball game on the NES. Time will tell.
Oh, no, wrong button.
Okay, let me feel around in here. Alright, I don't know which way's front, so I might totally mess this up, but we have something sealed in a box. I'm guessing it's a GBA game. I don't know what else it could be. What else do I have in this box? Game Gear? I don't know. I'm not sure what this is, but we got... It is a sealed GBA game. It is Golden Nugget Casino. Wow. I'm actually really excited about this. Even though I'm not big into casino games, it's not really my thing. It has been years. I don't even know the last time that I've not only just held a complete in-box sealed GBA game, but actually opened one and you know, had the experience of opening a GBA game. So, gosh, this is really freaking cool. I've never gotten anything sealed, I don't think, from VGM. I could be wrong. Maybe I've gotten, no, I take that back. I got a sealed copy of Pipe Mania for PS2, which I was expecting. That was from I think my very first video. If I remember correctly, I think it was my very first video, and I got a sealed Pipe Mania for the PS2. And I was expecting that because apparently these companies have a warehouse dedicated to sealed copies of Pipe Mania. If you put PS2 on your list for VGM or Retro Game Treasure, you're almost guaranteed to eventually get Pipe Mania sealed. But I'm going off on a tangent. This is super cool. Like I said, I'm not big into casino games. I don't know if this is even a good casino game, but it's super freaking cool to have and hold a complete GBA game still sealed in the box. It's by Majesco, which is a name I am familiar with. Super freaking cool. Let's hope it's at least a competent casino game. What does it have in it? Blackjack, craps and roulette, slots and video poker. When you're down on your luck, visit the ATM. that's of course. Looks like this is copyrighted 2004. Wow. This is really freaking... This makes me happy that I put... Even though I'm sure probably brand new, this is probably like maybe a $5 game. You guys will find out when we do the gameplay. I'm glad that I put GBA back on because I know I'm rambling and I shouldn't be that excited about a casino game, but I think it's really freaking cool to have a complete sealed, like factory sealed GBA game. So let's check out the gameplay. We got Golden Nugget Casino for the Game Boy Advance.
Golden Nugget Casino was published by Majesco in 2004. I am not a huge fan of casino games, but I have learned to appreciate them more after having played so many iterations, and I mean so many iterations, of Caesar's Palace on so many consoles. This is not the worst casino game, but it certainly isn't the best. I had fun playing blackjack, and the slot machine has a cool spooky Halloween theme. Even though this game only goes for $9 brand new, I think it's really cool to randomly have the chance to open up a brand new Game Boy Advance game That's awesome. Glad to have it.
Alright, let's make sure. It's got our bubble wrap. Nothing else inside. We'll do a quick recap while we do the values of the box. We got WCW Mayhem for the N64. We got Tasmania for the Super NES. We have the SpongeBob SquarePants movie for the Game Boy Advance. We have Double Dribble for the NES. We have RoboCop for the NES. And we have Gold Nugget Casino for the Game Boy Advance. Complete in box, sealed, brand new. Pick of the frickin' box. I actually think this was a pretty good box. We'll see what the value is. But outside the value, I think I'm still pretty happy about it. SpongeBob's not going to be my pick of the box. I would say that the game that I'm most genuinely excited for, like to play and to own, would probably be Tasmania for the Super Nintendo. I don't know why. I really like Taz. I can't remember if people like this game or not, but I'm excited to have it. I'm excited to play it. I would say this, and even though, again, I do not really like casino games, I've got to give some love to this brand new, sealed, complete in box Gold Nugget Casino game. I think that's really freaking awesome. That's so cool. So, yeah, that would be my two picks of the box. Tasmania for the Super Nintendo, and Golden Nugget Casino for the GBA. But I am also really happy to have RoboCop. That's just, I don't know. It just takes me back to the time when R-rated movies were given kid games, and I miss that. They just don't make them like that anymore. Double Dribble, like I said, I'm excited because I believe I've heard this is a pretty good sports ball game. SpongeBob movie, like I said, I used to like SpongeBob. I guess I just wish this wasn't the movie because, like I said, this is when I stopped liking SpongeBob. WCW Mayhem, I'm excited about. It's got Goldberg on it. I don't know wrestling games that well. This is something I'm still learning about. I want to say I remember that the WCW games were not as good as the WWF games, but I could be wrong. I would say this is a really good box. I'm least excited for the SpongeBob game, but everything else I'm actually pretty stoked about, and that doesn't always happen. That's a pretty good freaking box. Now, if this was loose, this would be the lowest rated thing in the box. So it is interesting. I'm more excited the fact that this is sealed and brand new. If this was just a loose cart, this would go below SpongeBob for sure. But this definitely makes it better. So yeah, let me know what your guys' pick of the box is. Let me know what you think of the box overall. Let me know what you think of the games. Is Tasmania cool? And that's it for this month. I want to thank you guys for watching. I love making these videos. I can't believe I've made 50 of them so far. Like I said, I'm looking forward to the next 50. I'm going to try to throw some other boxes into the mix. I've been meaning to do that. It's just I've been swamped for time with the other videos that I want to do. But I would like to, try like Double Jump at one point. And there's a couple other companies that do these mystery boxes that I'd like to give a shot. I'd also like to go back and try Loved Again Media again now that I have a GameCube. And that's kind of what I was waiting for to go back. So that'll probably be coming in the future. I appreciate all you guys that watch these videos. I love watching all of your videos. I can't wait to, as soon as I'm done recording this, go watch and see what everybody else got in their box this month. So one of my favorite parts of Video Games Monthly is watching your guys' unboxings. I'm just real rambly today. So thank you everybody for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Bye. And of course, I want to give a big special shout out. And of course, I want to give a big special shout out. And of course, I want to give a big special shout out and thank you to our channel members, Sad Vlad and Retro Cart Collector. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate the support. If any of you watching the video would like special perks, such as being shouted out at the end of videos, make sure you check that join button down below.
At Starcade, it is scheduled for one fall. There will be a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first, the Tripler.
Oh, the crowd sure hates this guy.
Do you ever find yourself at the end of a long gaming session, just depleted of nutrients, your body aching for some valuable protein so you can keep going and frag the noobs? Well, I've got a special message for you today from the sponsor of this video, Lakeside Beef with Juices. It's not just beef. It's got juices. Powering your next gameplay session. Moo. Welcome back, everybody. It is October. It is spooky season. Hopefully we got a scary good box from Video Games Monthly. Welcome to our October 2024 Video Games Monthly unboxing. I'm bloody chuffed. This is a very long, extended, awkward intro. You're welcome. Let's do it. All right, I got to this a little bit later than I had wanted to. Hopefully, my life has settled down and I can get back to making some amazing content for you guys. And we're going to start off with our October 2024 Video Games Monthly unboxing. I'm very excited to see what's inside of it. Let's go ahead and let's do it. It's been very hard, but I have not watched anyone's unboxing yet, so I don't know what the trinket is. I always like when I don't know the trinket, and it's a surprise. So, oh, it's hard to get open this time. Feel around, we got our card. We got ourselves a 1-up. I talk about all the time, I don't know why, how these are controversial. Some people like them, some people don't. I'm kind of in between sometimes, even though it means you're probably getting, you're definitely getting lower value games. Sometimes lower value games are good, right? There's a lot of good lower value games, and getting more of them is not a bad thing. Sometimes, though, you get low value, crappy games, and it's not so great, but cool, 1-up. I think I found the trinket, but I don't know what it is, so trinket we got. Oh, it's the Pokemon. Cool. Oh, it's upside down. Couldn't even tell that. So we got Pokemon. Cool. What does that say at the bottom? Trick or trade. So that's cool. It's like a Halloween themed thing. So that's pretty neat. I don't really know that much about Pokemon. I like Pokemon Snap. I've played Pokemon Yellow back in the day. But don't know a lot about Pokemon. But that's cool. I like that it's Halloween themed. I don't think I'm gonna open it up right now. I might just leave this like this and have it as decoration. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Should I open this up and see what's inside? First up, we got some Pokemon cards. 3 additional cards. So cool. Alright, so we got Game Boy Advance. Ooh, Atari 2600. Another Atari 2600. NES. Another Game Boy Advance. Ugh. Another NES. Okay. Alright. Let's go ahead and start with these Game Boy Advance games. Let's hope we got something that's not, like a kid's cartoon from the 2000s. So, first game, we got X. It says X. That's all I can really decipher. Is it X-Men? X3? The official game? I guess is what this is? X-Men 3? It's got Wolverine's claws over the X. X-Man game. I'm not entirely sure. I've never played an X-Men game on the GBA, so let's hope it's decent. First up, we got X-Men game.
X-Men, the official game, was published by Activision in 2006. It is an action platformer that, while maybe better than I was expecting, does not make the best first impression. I don't know. The controls just did not feel good to me, and the character and level design was pretty underwhelming. I also found the music to be pretty annoying. I'll devote more time to this at some point, but I'm not in any real hurry to invest a large chunk of time to this one. Glad to have it. And yeah, it's still better than All Grown Up Express Yourself. So there is that. Just kind of bland. Cool to have, though.
Alright, do the other GBA game. We got Tony Hawk? Man, how bad my eyes are makes me feel really old. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. I've actually enjoyed a few of the handheld Tony Hawk games much more than I expected. Hopefully, by this time, with 3 on the GBA, hopefully it's a pretty good game. Not sure, but I'll let you know when I get gameplay footage. So, second game, we got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 was published by Activision in 2001. This is a pocket-sized port of the console powerhouse. I am never sure what to expect with these shrunk-down conversions, but I think I like this one. I had some trouble getting used to controlling my skater during the short time that I've spent with the game, but I respect what it has done here. I'm pretty sure if I spend more time with this that I will catch on and hopefully have a pretty good time with it. Always glad to add another iteration of the Tony Hawk games into the library, and I will be coming back to this one for sure.
Alright, let's go ahead and do the Atari games. First Atari game we got Pele Soccer. So, as you guys all know very well by this point, I'm not very big into the sports ball. I do kind of like some soccer games though, especially older soccer games. I don't know really anything about Pele Soccer, but I'm excited to check it out. Let me know what you guys think and where this sits in the lexicon of soccer games on the Atari 2600, but we got Pele Soccer.
Pele Soccer was published by Atari in 1981. Originally released as Championship Soccer, this is a sports ball soccer game. I do not know how people feel about this game. I do not know if this is a good soccer game, but this may be my new favorite soccer game on the 2600. This was cool. I was able to be successful and more often than not be able to do what I was trying to do. This is not true for me with a lot of sports games. I don't know who this Pele fellow is, but he was one hell of an Atari programmer. I salute thee, Pele. Ole, ole, ole.
Alright. Next Atari game, we got... Ooh, it's an Activision game. We got skiing. I don't know that I've played much of this. I know I've played this, at least in, like, Stella on the computer. But, I'm very happy to get another Activision game. I'm really trying to soon get that Activision Atari 2600 ranking done, but I'm so far behind on my videos. My next bigger project, except for my Halloween video this month, is probably going to be getting that Data Frog handheld video done, because Sad Vlad deserves to see the fruits of his contribution. So, just in a real rambling mood today. Second Atari game, we got Skiing for the Atari 2600 by Activision.
Skiing was published by Activision in 1980. This is a really simple game, and a very enjoyable game. I'd say another winner from the Activision catalog for the 2600. There are two main modes, at least from what I've seen so far. Downhill, where you just need to reach the bottom as quickly as possible, and Slalom, where you pass through the gates. This game made me think of Christmas. I really like Christmas. I will play this game for sure around Christmas. Happy Halloween, everybody.
I'm going to feel around here to make sure. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 2 NES games. Definitely one of my favorite systems to collect for. One of my favorite systems of all time. First up, we got... Ooh, it's got a gold sticker on the back. Means you can save. Holy shnikes. We got Dragon Warrior. Hell yeah. Wait, don't I have Dragon Warrior? Okay, so I was very excited because Dragon Warrior is a good title, but then I remembered, hey, I know I got this before because I remember getting gameplay footage for it and talking about it, and I remember talking to Vero from Vero's Vault about it and his love for the series. So this is disappointing. Hopefully it's not a problem that I'm opening my box so late, because this is a duplicate. I'll make sure it's marked off, but I'm usually pretty good about marking off my games. I will say I think this is an upgrade to the condition of the one that I have, but it's a little, that's kind of sucks. I was really excited, and then it very quickly dawned on me, hey, you've gotten this. You have this. But next up, we have Dragon Warrior. Very awesome game. I will reach out to them and let them know that they sent me a duplicate, and hopefully they will send me another one. And it doesn't matter that I'm like unboxing this like 2 weeks after I received it. So first NES game, we got Dragon Warrior.
Dragon Warrior was published by Nintendo in 1989. It is the first installment of the much-loved and still continuing Dragon Quest series, a series that I really need to devote some time to. I have heard so many great things about these games. When I received this game previously, I said that I was going to try and play through this one soon, and now that I have received a second copy, I think the universe might be trying to tell me to finally accomplish this goal. I very much like what I've seen so far, and the music is freaking banging. Great game, but I already own it.
Alright. Last game, empty box. Let's hope we go out with a bang. We got... Bam! Monopoly! Huh. Is it just regular Monopoly? No, this is Action Video Monopoly. Parker Brothers real estate trading game. Now, I'm just going to be 100% real with you guys. I fucking hate Monopoly. Even times when I would try to play Monopoly with people because it sounded like fun, always, like 3-4 hours into this stupid game of Monopoly, I want to kill everyone near me. I want to hurt somebody. I just get so frustrated, and it lasts so long, and I don't know. I'm not a big Monopoly guy. I don't know that I've ever played like electronic Monopoly. I don't know if I've ever played a Monopoly video game. Maybe here or there, once or twice. I don't know. But maybe I'll enjoy this more than the torture that is an actual Monopoly game. We'll give it a try. I'll let you know what I think. So last game, we got Monopoly.
Monopoly was published in 1991 by Parker Brothers. It is based on the board game that has been torturing families for generations. I can definitely say this about the NES version. I would much rather play this than the real thing. Gameplay is sped up for one, and you don't have to set up the pieces or worry about banking. I still don't expect to get hours of gameplay out of this, but I ended my time with it wanting to smash in Gertrude's face here, and not my own grandma's. Win!
And there we go. That's the box for this month. I'm not gonna lie, not my best box. I'm a little disappointed, especially with the duplicate NES game. Hopefully they will remedy that situation. Sad Vlad, I haven't forgotten about you. I'm trying to accumulate more games before I send them out to you. Let me know, do you want a copy of Dragon Warrior? I can't remember if that's one of the games that you have or not, but I will add that to your pile. Just let me know. So we'll do a quick recap while we do the total, whatever. We got X-Man game for the GBA. We got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 for the GBA. We got Skiing for the Atari 2600. We have Pele Soccer for the 2600. And then we have Monopoly for the NES and our duplicate game Dragon Warrior for the NES. Pick of the box. Pick of the box. Pick of the box. Wow. I'm going to have two. I'm going to say Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 for the GBA, which may seem like a weird choice, but I'm actually really curious to play all of these handheld iterations of Tony Hawk, because I've actually quite enjoyed my time with several of the games, so I'm curious to see how they all play. And then, just always excited to get any Activision game for the 2600, when Activision was actually a decent company. And I'm pretty sure I've played Skiing before, and I actually had a lot of fun with it, so very excited about Skiing. So yeah, Tony Hawk, Skiing, my picks of the box. Let me know what you guys think of the box overall. Let me know what your pick of the box is. I can't be too upset, I guess, because I got the one up. No, I am upset. Because that one up is supposed to compensate for the value of the box, right? And they sent me something that I already have. I'm almost positive I have to have that marked off. I am very good about keeping my lists updated. And I got that game like several months ago, so it's not like I put it in too late or anything. I'm hoping if I just reach out to them, they will be receptive and send me another game. If they do, I will make an update video. We'll see. We'll see. But always excited for Video Games Monthly. Even when it's a less than stellar box, in my opinion, I still enjoy making the videos. I still enjoy the experience. And I have still increased the number of games in my collection, which is always cool, right? And I am excited about this cool trick-or-trade Halloween Pokemon thing. Like I said, I might just like incorporate this into the background or something and not open it, but let me know if you think I should check out what's inside. So I want to thank everyone for watching. You guys are wonderful. I know things are still kind of spotty, but I've got a few days off of work. I'm taking some time to finish these videos that I've started, film some new videos. I'm hoping to get back to 2 videos a week. Hopefully that'll happen soon, but at least for now, I will continue to have at least 1 video a week, trying to get back to that 2 videos a week. So thank you for watching. Thank you for spending your time with me. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Bye. And I want to give a special shout out and thank you to our channel members. You guys are awesome. I appreciate the support so much. Thank you to Sad Vlad, Retro Cart Collector, and Bread and Circuses. You guys are the bomb. That didn't sound cool like I thought it would. If you would like access to special perks such as getting shouted out in videos, please check that join button down below.
Here, let me do, let me see if I can get something for, like, a thumbnail, you know. This is how we do it. I'll get something out of that. There'll be something in there. So I'm pretty sure it's an NES game. This will be because I got a duplicate for Dragon Warrior on the NES. So they were kind enough, even though I opened my box like 2 weeks late, I definitely had this checked off on my list. I specifically remember talking about this game with Viro, and they were kind enough to send me something to replace it. So let's hope it's something good. And something that I don't have. Oh, okay. It's like inside of a mailer. It's an NES game. Dude, I would love it if it was Gremlins 2. Probably not. That's an awesome game. I owned that game when I was a kid. But it's one of those situations like with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. I had a friend, like, the next street down who owned Gremlins 2. I borrowed it from him, and then I never gave it back. And it became my game. That happened with a couple games. I'm sorry, Marcus, if you ever see this, for taking your copy of Gremlins 2. Alright, let's see what this is. You guys will see before me, because I'm an old man and I'm blind. What did they send me for replacement of Dragon Warrior? There's some kind of sticker on the back. Bad Dudes! Do I not have Bad Dudes? Oh my god, this is the problem. This is what happens when I have so many games. I don't even have that many NES games, but we have Bad Dudes, and it has a Game Time Incorporated Instant Cash for Used Games and CDs sticker on the back here. They are some bad dudes. Look at this. Look at this cover art. Look how bad. These are the baddest dudes that ever batted or duded. Right here. Man, you don't get more badass than that. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I can quickly find out without getting up. I am very good at cataloging my stuff on price charting. I do not have Bad Dudes. Okay. I think this is just one that I've, like, almost bought several times. So I'm actually really happy to have this. I'm not the biggest fan of Bad Dudes on the NES. But I like it more than other. It's not like the worst game ever. I like Bad Dudes. I like the arcade version better. But it's cool to have. It's kind of like a quintessential NES title that I did not have in my library. It goes for $7.92 loose, which I think is... How much is Dragon Warrior? $6. So it's worth a little bit more than the game it's replacing, which is $6. So $7.92. That's cool. Worth more than Dragon Warrior. So I'd say I'm pretty happy about that. That's a pretty good replacement. Now I can... Now watch... It's really late in the month. Maybe watch me be too late to enter this in my VGM library, and they end up sending it to me next month. I will update that as soon as I can. But we got Bad Dudes. I'd say that's a good replacement.
Bad Dudes was published by Data East in 1989. It is based on the popular arcade game from the previous year where you play as a pair of bad dudes. Imagine that, tasked with saving the president. I take back what I said in the unboxing. I am a big fan of Bad Dudes on the NES. It had just been a very long time since I had played it. While I do definitely think that the arcade version is better, this is still a pretty fun game in its own right. I'd say the control is kind of stiff, and overall the game feels a little clunky, but it's a damn good time. Are you a bad enough dude to save the president? Well, are ya?
I've played a lot of Bad Dudes. I know I have.
Like, they license the Data East games, like, everywhere nowadays. There's all these, like, cheap plug-and-plays with Data East games on it, and, like, little handhelds and little tiny arcades and stuff that have Bad Dudes. You can play Bad Dudes, like, 10 million different ways. I mean, it's not in bad shape. I like when it has these stickers on it. I think that's cool. I don't know. I prefer when they're like. I think this is more modern than like 80s, 90s, but it's still cool to have. I like the older the sticker, the better. But
And I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to our channel members. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you to Sad Vlad, RetroCart Collector, Bread and Circuses, and Viro's Vault. If you would like special perks, such as being shouted out at the end of videos, check that join button down below.
gotta get it out of the package. I forgot to get it out of the package. Welcome back, everybody. It is time for our November 2024 Video Games Monthly Unboxing. I'm bloody chuffed. It's almost turkey time. Gobble, gobble. Gobble, hay. Alright, let's see what we got. I have not seen anyone's video yet. It's always very hard for me to resist the urge to watch somebody's video, but I don't want to know what the trinket is. We got our card. No one up, so I wonder, it makes me wonder, do I have any GBA games? Maybe not. So, you know, update your library, poster box for a chance to win free games. Feels like we got just a sticker. Oh, there is Game Boy Advance in here. There's a few Game Boy Advance in here. Hopefully they're higher priced or something else is higher valued. All right, we got. Oh, it's Floyd. Oh, it's a tattoo, I think. That's I was gonna like. I couldn't tell if there was like too much light on it. Whatever. I couldn't. I'm blind, and I thought there was something with my camera that it was so light. But it's because it's like, you know, it's one of them tattoos. So, cool. I don't know if I ever do anything with that, but tattoo. Alright, so we got 2 GBA, 1 Super Nintendo, 1 NES, there has to be something else. Okay. 3 GBA. Okay. Might have to take the GBA off the box again for a little bit. Depending on what these are. So, let's see. We'll start with the GBA. First up, we got... is that Shark Tale? We got Shark Tale by Activision. Of course, by Activision. I've never seen this movie. I know that people in my family liked it, but I know some people in my family did not like it. How was the game? I don't have the highest of hopes. We got Shark Tale.
Shark Tale was published by Activision in 2004. This game feels a lot like the Finding Nemo game for the GBA that we got in a previous box, which makes sense because it was also developed by Vicarious Visions. I am definitely not a big fan of the graphical style and the gameplay, while nothing horrible, just doesn't seem very interesting. I am working on a concept for a video series about licensed games, so I will play this again in the future, but not because I was particularly grabbed by what I saw in these first impressions. Pretty middle of the road.
Alright, second Game Boy Advance, we got... See Activision again. I'm assuming this is also something that is licensed. Yes, we have Disney's Tarzan Return to the Jungle by Activision. Of course it's Activision. I've never seen the Tarzan Disney movie. That was after I thought Disney movies stopped being very good. I don't know. It's a Disney game. Let's check it out. We got Tarzan Return to the Jungle, I think is what it was called. Yeah.
Tarzan Return to the Jungle was published by Activision in 2002. It is a platform game based on the animated series The Legend of Tarzan. This game made a much better first impression than Shark Tale, leaving me actually want to come back to this one to see more. I wouldn't say that there is necessarily anything groundbreaking or unique here, but it is very well designed. It's always good to get a reminder that there are compelling licensed games on the GBA, and that not all of them are entirely vapid cash grabs. Cool game that I am happy to have.
Alright, our third and final Game Boy Advance game. Fingers crossed. That was... okay. We got... possibly something that's not licensed? Operation Armored Liberty. It's published by Majesco. I don't know anything about this game, but as far as I can tell, it's not based on a kid's cartoon or a movie. So I'm actually fairly excited to check this one out. First game that I'm genuinely excited to check out. We got Operation Armored Liberty. Let's hope it's great.
Operation Armored Liberty was published by Majesco in 2003. This is actually a remake of a game that we had received previously in a box, Super Battle Tank. This is a tank simulation game that was originally designed by Gary Kitchen and published by Absolute Entertainment. And the version that we had previously received was the last game published for the Game Gear, being released in the insane late year of 2001. I liked this game when I played it on the Game Gear, and I like it here on the GBA. While it can get repetitive, there is just something about these games that I enjoy. I think this was a great pull for the box.
We will do Super Nintendo next. For the Super Nintendo, we got... Ooh, I see LJN. I think I see wrestling. WWF Super WrestleMania. I don't know that I've ever played any wrestling games on the Super Nintendo, so I'm excited to check this out. I actually kind of like to get LJN stuff because, you know, why not? Their stuff's not that bad, and they're notorious, right? So I'm always kind of excited to get an LJN game. I know that their efforts on the NES were not great, but maybe it improved on the 16-bit generation. So we got WWF Super WrestleMania. Brother.
WWF Super WrestleMania was published by LJN in 1992. It is a wrestling game where you play as a wrestler wrestling. I am not terribly familiar with this genre yet, but that is something that I will change. I think this is only the second 16-bit wrestling game that I have played, to the best of my memory at least, but I had a good time here. I don't know how wrestling game fans look at this one, but I can see some potential for fun, and I'm gonna give this cartridge some more playtime in the future. Let me know what you think of this game and how it compares to other wrestling games of the era. Wrestling!
Alright, and I think this next one's the last. Got an empty box. Where's the front? Okay. So our last game for the NES, we got. Ooh! Alright. That's awesome. This is a game that I really need to play through. I've played bits and pieces of it, but I haven't played all the way through it or really even played that far into it. But I'm really excited to finally have it in my collection. So our last game, and I'd say this is a winner. This is definitely, I'm pretty freaking happy about this one. We got Star Tropics on the NES.
Star Tropics was published by Nintendo in 1990. It is an action-adventure game where you play as Mike, a 15-year-old baseball player who wields a yo-yo as his weapon. I really just don't know why I haven't played through this one yet. I had such a good time playing this to capture footage. The controls, in my opinion, are a little weird. Something just doesn't feel right. And there is a lot of jumping around and looking for switches, but this game kept a grin on my face pretty consistently during the small amount of time that I spent with it. I am thrilled to add this to the collection as it gives me a reason to actually finally play it. Definitely the standout of the box for me.
Alright, so there we go. Let's do a quick review while we do the totals, whatnot. So we got Shark Tale on the GBA. We got Tarzan on the GBA. We got Operation Armored Liberty on the GBA. Cool. And then we got WWF WrestleMania on the NES and Star Tropics on the NES. Pick of the box. Pick of the box. Pick of the box. Pick of the box is going to be Star Tropics. Like I said, this is one that is on my ever-growing list of games that I need to complete. What I've played of it, I've very much enjoyed, and I'm excited to have a physical copy to hopefully maybe push me to actually playing through it. So definitely my pick of the box, Star Tropics. If I had to pick like a runner-up, I'd say Operation Armored Liberty for the GBA. Because as far as I can tell, maybe I'll find out when I'm playing the games and researching. As far as I know, this is not a licensed like kid cartoon or movie. So excited to check that out. Operation Armored Liberty. I don't even know what kind of game that is. Some kind of war or something. So that'd be my runner-up. So there we go. Make sure you let me know what you think of the box. Let me know what your pick of the box is. What do you think is the best game out of the lot? I'd say this is definitely not my best box, but certainly not my worst box I've ever received. I'm really excited about Star Tropics, so that's super sweet. And WWF WrestleMania, I'm looking forward to that too. I just don't know if it's going to be any good. Let me know. What do you guys think of WWF WrestleMania on the Super Nintendo? And with that, I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see See you next time. Bye. And I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to our channel members. Thank you guys, you are awesome. Your support is incredibly appreciated. A huge shout out and thank you to Sad Vlad, Retro Cart Collector, Bread and Circuses, and Viro's Vault. You guys rule. We've got a lot of shape to get along. Welcome back, everybody. It is time for our December Video Games Monthly Unboxing. I'm bloody chuffed. Merry Christmas. Let's do it. Alright, I'm very excited. Box feels kind of heavy. I have not watched anyone video. I do not know what the trinket is. I did take Game Boy Advance off, at least for now. I'm sure it'll make a return in the future. Let's see what we got. Alright, let's feel for a trinket. Wait. I don't know what it is that I'm feeling. Alright, let's see what this is. Happy holidays from your friends at VGM. Play the past and the future. Oh, we got a little Christmas magnet. That's actually really awesome. I love this. I love this a lot. We got Floyd with a little Santa hat. That is amazing. This is probably one of my favorite trinkets I've gotten from them. Little Santa hat. It's cute. Love it. Awesome. But then there's also something else on top, like a book? Let's see what we got. Oh. I don't know what this is at all. ROM free preview copy? Huh, I will look into this. I've never heard of this ever. Let me know, you guys. Have you ever heard of this? I'm actually really excited. It's got comics and articles. I saw something about Earthbound, something about Seaman. I'm actually really excited to check this out. I'm going to check out their website. So, we got that badass magnet, and then we got a free preview copy of ROM. Probably the best trinkets well, I don't know. Some of the best trinkets. The Pokemon cards were pretty good. And and then we got those Mario Kart buttons or whatever they were. Pins. But that's very cool. It's got this sweet Wario in the back here, too. Nice. I dig it. Cool. Alright, let's see what else we got in here. I feel Game Gear, which is exciting. Super Nintendo. Atari 2600. NES. 2 NES. Very nice mix. Alright. Let's shake it up a little bit. We'll start with Game Gear. So, first game we got. Ooh, is that Miss Pac-Man? I think that's Ms. Pac-Man. Ms. Pac-Man for the Game Gear by Majesco. Assembled in Mexico. Nice. Love me, Ms. Pac-Man. I would hate to think that they could mess this up too bad. So, I've never played Ms. Pac-Man on the Game Gear. You'll hear my first thoughts now. Very cool. Always happy to get any iteration of Ms. Pac-Man. Ms. Pac-Man.
Ms. Pac-Man was published by Majesco in the year 2000. I think. There seems to be an earlier Ms. Pac-Man release on the Game Gear by Namco, and I was having a rough time finding definitive information about this release. In any case, it's Ms. Pac-Man. And I like Ms. Pac-Man. Probably my favorite of the classic Pac-Man games. Obviously, we have a zoomed-in playfield which is not ideal, but this port plays just fine. Out of the conversions of Ms. Pac-Man that I currently own, I am unsure of how often I will choose to play this one, but it is still nice to have for the collection.
Alright, we will do the Atari 2600. We got... Ooh, I see 20th Century Fox. Mega Force? Mega Force. This is a very, very clean cartridge. Wow. One of the cleanest cartridges I've ever gotten from them. Mega Force. I don't think I know anything about Mega Force. Let me know. What do you guys think of Mega Force? It's cool. I don't know. This might be the first 20th Century Fox game that I own. I might own one other. But I know I don't own many of their games. I'm not even sure how many they released. But second up, we got Mega Force for the Atari 2600.
Mega Force was published by Fox Video Games in 1982. This is based on a film of the same name that I have never heard of before, but I am very intrigued about now after finding out that it stars Mr. Barry Bostwick. This game reminds me a lot of Defender. You seem to just be trying to blow up the enemies and survive. The vehicle you pilot transforms as you go between the land and air, which is pretty neat. I had a lot of fun with this during my short gameplay session, and I look forward to playing this one some more. Awesome pull.
Alright. We will do Super Nintendo next. Alright. Next up, we got... Ooh, Star Wars? We got Super Star Wars! That's cool! I've not played this very much. I remember it being pretty difficult. I never owned a Super Nintendo when I was a kid. I had a Sega Genesis, but I would go over to my friend's house and play this, and I remember it being very hard. I don't know. Maybe I'll be better at it as an adult. We will see now, but that's super cool. I'm very glad to get Super Star Wars. Yeah, I'm genuinely very excited about this. We got Super Star Wars.
Super Star Wars was published by JVC Musical Industries in 1992. So this game starts up, and I am immediately slapped across my soul with some intense nostalgia pangs. The presentation is pretty spot on. The music and opening scroll and just overall introduction of this game made me realize it has been far too long since I have watched A New Hope. I am pumped and ready for some Star Wars action. And then the game starts, and this is what I'm presented with. This game is freaking nuts, and I love it. I had such a tremendous time playing this one, and even though it takes a lot of liberties with the source material, it definitely put a big smile on my face. Very happy to have this one, and I look forward to checking out the rest of the trilogy one day.
We have two NES games. I'm going to do the one that was on bottom first, because I swear they like to put those sports ball games at the bottom. Watch me be wrong this time. Our next to last game for the NES, we got... It's a sports ball game, kind of. I guess that's sports ball. Alright, so I was right. Championship Bowling. Made in Japan, Romstar. I've never heard of this. First thing. Second thing is, look at this freaking cover. Look at that guy on here. Look at that. What an amazing display of artistry. Look at that. I like bowling games for the most part. It is actually one of the sports ball genres that I can usually get down to. I don't know how this plays, but hopefully it, at least plays as well as bowling on the 2600, which is very fun. So we'll see what it's like now. We got Championship Bowling.
Championship Bowling was published by Romstar in 1989. Bowling is definitely a genre of sports ball that I can get down to. Championship Bowling is okay for what it is. Not the best bowling game that I have played from the era, but there is some fun to be had here. I imagine this would be a lot more fun with some friends, which is why it is very cool that this game is compatible with the Fourscore accessory. I don't know how much gameplay I will actually get out of this one, but I am always happy to get another NES cartridge.
Alright, I think this is the last game. Yep, it's got boobly wrap. Our last game, we got... Ooh, Commando. Kinda dirty. Label's a little rough. On the back here, it used to belong to Clint Taylor. So, I got news for you, Clint. I got your game, dude. I got your game. So, Commando. It's been a while since I've played Commando, but I remember enjoying this back in the day. It is a 5-screw game. I was going to say, this was an early one, right? This game is kind of buggy, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong about that, but it is a 5-screw game. Yeah, awesome. I feel like this is a game you need to have in your collection, as most Capcom titles of the era are. So, our last game, and I'm very happy to have Commando for the NES.
Commando was published by Capcom in 1986. It is a vertically scrolling run-and-gun game based on the arcade game released the previous year. Commando isn't a game that I owned when I was a kid, so I am not as familiar with it as some of the other classics of the era. I had a pretty damn good time though playing this one for the little amount of time that I did. I can't wait to have a little more time to delve deeper into this one. It's always a win getting a Capcom game in a VGM box, and this was a great way to finish off December's box. Awesome!
So we'll go ahead and do a quick review while we do the totals. And as a reminder, we got this cool magnet and this preview copy of ROM Magazine, which, again, I think is very cool. So the games we got: Ms. Pac-Man for the Game Gear, Mega Force for the Atari 2600. We have Super Star Wars for the Super Nintendo, Championship Bowling for the NES, Commando for the NES. Pick of the box, pick of the box, pick of the box. It's a tough one. I'm going to say my pick of the box is Star Wars, Super Star Wars. Like I said, I don't have a lot of experience with this game, and I remember it being very difficult. But just seeing this cartridge brings back so many memories for me. Just hanging out with my buddy Marcus, playing this after school. I haven't even thought about this game in years, so and plus this is from a time when I still really adored Star Wars. I'm gonna say Super Star Wars, my pick of the box. Runner up, I will say Commando. Very happy to have Commando. Again, I think this is like an obligatory item for your NES collection. Very happy to have it. So let me know what your pick of the box is. Let me know what you think of the box overall. I'm happy with it. I think this is a good selection of games. I'm happy to have every single one of those. I want to thank you guys for watching another episode of Too Many Boxes. I cannot believe it's the end of the year. Thank you guys for all of the likes, the comments, the subscriptions. You guys are awesome. I hope everyone has a very merry and happy Christmas. Happy holidays to everyone. I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Bye. I want to give a big shout out and thank you to our channel members. Thank you so much for the support. A big shout out and thank you to Sad Vlad, Retro Kart Collector, Sinstar, Viro's Vault, Jeremiah Thomas, CoolCat18, Nintendoc, Lost in Thought, Ronan Sid, and Mike Tendo Power. If you would like special perks such as being shouted out at the end of videos, please check that join button down below. God bless ye, merry gentlemen. God rest ye merry gentlemen. We got a package today. Welcome back, everybody. Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a lovely holiday season. I'm excited to be back for a brand new year of content. I've got big things coming at you. Stay tuned. And as we all know, there's no better way to start a new year than with opening up a brand new box of Video Games Monthly. I'm excited. I did add GameCube to it. I'm trying not to get my hopes up. Because even if there was a GameCube game, it's probably loose. But I did get rid of GBA for a little while. Alright, let's get this baby going. Feel around. Sticker? Is that a sticker? It's Floyd Mania sticker. Got something else Floyd Mania. I can't remember what it was. I don't think I have a sticker yet, so I'm excited. That'll go up on my wall. Very cool. Dig it. Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Blue. So there is GameCube, and they are loose. So I guess the question is it loose licensed garbage, or is it loose actual okay games? That'll make a big difference deciding going forward whether or not I keep GameCube in my box. So we got Game Gear. I did keep Game Gear on because I've been pretty happy with what they've been sending me for Game Gear. We got Game Gear, NES, 2 NES, and 2 loose GameCube games. Okay, alright. We'll do GameCube last. Shake it up a little bit. We're going to start with Game Gear. Woo! Brand new year, brand new games! First up, we got Super Monaco GP. Super Monaco GP. Cartridge is very clean. Something looks weird about it. I don't have a Game Gear game nearby for me to compare, but something feels different about this cartridge. But yeah, first up we got Super Monaco GP. I do like racing games. This particular style of racing game really isn't my favorite iteration of it, but I'm pretty excited to see how it plays. I'm always glad to get new games for my Game Gear. So first up, not a bad start I don't think, we got Super Monaco GP. Super Monaco GP was published by Sega in 1991. It is based on the Sega X board arcade game from 1989. It wasn't too long ago that I had received the Genesis port of this game, which I didn't care for at first, but then grew on me as I played it. I'd say the same would go for this handheld version, but the Genesis conversion is definitely the better game. I really did not like this game when I first fired it up, and I was ready to write a much different version of my first impressions. I stuck with it though, and I kept playing. This is not an amazing game, but it did start to click with me, and I played it for much longer than I had expected. Probably not a racing game that I will be returning to often. There is some enjoyment to be had here. Okay. Next we'll do NES. We'll do the NES on the bottom, because I'm still convinced they put sports ball games on the bottom. At least with NES. I've convinced myself. Alright. First NES, we got Bionic Commando? Bionic Commando! A game, I'm going to be honest, that I'm probably not as familiar with as I should be, but this is one that I hear people talk about a lot. It's one I've wanted to put some more time into, It is Capcom, so always great to get another Capcom game on the NES. I'm very, very, very excited about this. Awesome. Listen to my excitement. So, next up for the NES, we have Bionic Commando.
Bionic Commando was published by Capcom in 1988. This is a platform game that is based on the arcade game from 1987, but this home version is very different. This is a platform game where you cannot jump. This is pretty jarring at first. I had to rewire my brain in order to play this one, but once I started to acclimate, this one was a corker. I didn't want to stop playing this one, and I cannot wait to go back to it after finishing this video. Capcom of this era just had some kind of magic, and this is a great example of that fact. A great and necessary add to the NES library.
Alright. We will do second NES. Watch this be the sports book. So, second NES we got... they did! They tricked me! They got me! They did it! I swear, this is a conspiracy. There's a pattern. They got me! Anyway, we have... They called Bandai Golf? Bandai Golf Challenge Pebble Beach. What a name. We got Bandai Golf Challenge Pebble Beach. I will say, out of sports ball games, I tend to like golf games more than other genres. Not as much the 8-bit versions, like later generation of golf games, but I can at least somewhat wrap my head around golf, so I'm excited to see how this plays. We got, what's it called? Bandai Golf Challenge Pebble Beach.
Bandai Golf Challenge Pebble Beach was published by Bandai in 1989. I kind of liked it. It was developed by the same company that developed Golf Grand Slam that I have previously covered in my Atlas NES ranking video. Golf Grand Slam is a better game, but this one isn't bad. Cool grab.
These next two games will be determining whether or not I keep GameCube in the VGM box. So I only have two GameCube games, the same two games that Sad Vlad sent me with the GameCube. Thank you again, Sad Vlad. So this is finally me branching out a little bit. If they are good games that are loose, that'll be okay. More okay than if they are like bad garbage games and loose, if that makes sense. So we'll see. I'm not thrilled about loose GameCube games, but who knows, maybe there'll be actual good games to play. So first up we got Shark Tale. This does not bode well for keeping GameCube games on the box. I've never seen Shark Tale. I've played Shark Tale on, I think, Game Boy Advance. I think I have it. It wasn't great. Yeah, see, if this was complete in box, that would be something. But now I have a loose copy of Shark Tale. Who knows? Maybe this is an amazing game on the GameCube and blows Wind Waker away. I don't know. Let's see. We'll find out now. We got Shark Tale on the Nintendo GameCube.
Shark Tale was published by Activision in 2004. It is based on the film of the same name that I have never seen and will probably never see. The game starts out with some questionable voice acting and a series of QuickTime events.
The game then shifts to a 2.5D perspective that I assume most of the game is played in. You know what? It's okay. It didn't offend me. Everything just seems so bland and unexciting. Not exactly something that I really needed for the GameCube collection, but also something that I'm okay with having loose.
Quit swimming into me.
Top of the morning, Oscar.
Hey, Blue, how the wife and calves?
Ah, they're grand. My fins are killing me, though. Say, have you seen a bunch of kids tagging up the neighborhood?
The neighborhood could use some sprucing up if you ask me.
Oh, you think so, huh? Well, what do you think about this?
It's a disgrace is what it is. I'm gonna straighten out those delinquents pronto.
Oh, you know them then. They call themselves the Shorties. There's one near here disturbing the peace with his music. Maybe you'll have better luck finding him
This
than
is
me.
the end of the box. Yes, empty. Last game, second loose GameCube game we got. Can't tell. Jeremy McGrath, Supercross World. Well, I will say, at the very least, I get to fire up my GameCube to get gameplay footage. This I think I'll probably enjoy more than Shark Tale. I've really got to think about this. I might keep GameCube on for another month. Maybe it would be worth it to keep GameCube on to get new GameCube games, but right now I'm leaning towards I'm probably going to take GameCube games back off. Let me know what you guys think. Should I keep GameCube on or take it off? I'll have more insight after I do all my research for the video. But last game, I don't want to be too big of a Debbie Downer. I am excited to I am genuinely excited to get these GameCube games. I'm trying not to be too negative. I'm excited just to fire up my GameCube. So last game we have these long names. Jeremy McGrath Supercross World coming at you.
Jeremy McGrath Supercross World was published by Acclaim Entertainment in 2002. This one is kind of rough. I'm not super experienced in these types of games, but I do know that I have played much better. I could not figure out how to do a trick, but I did enjoy driving around and listening to Seven Dust and Phoenix TX. Another game that doesn't hurt me to own loose, I guess, and I look forward to seeing what other licensed songs are on the soundtrack.
All right, and there we go. Honestly, I don't think it was a bad box. Not a bad start to the year. I knew when I put GameCube games on that there was a very high likelihood that I would get loose GameCube games, and I'm okay with that. I was just kind of hoping. That if I was getting loose games, they would be better quality games. Like something like Shark Tale. Like, come on. I mean, I guess it does make sense. Probably a little kid had this. They probably lost the case. I mean, it all makes sense. But now I have a loose copy of Shark Tale. It would at least be better if it was in a case. I'm rambling on. Jeremy McGrath Supercross World. I don't know that I've ever played any of these games. Not even 100% sure I know who Jeremy McGrath is. I just noticed that this disc, I mean, the actual disc part looks fine, but you can see some, like it's chipping up here. Actually, the actual disc looks pretty good. So we'll do a quick recap as we do the total. We got Super Monaco GP for the Game Gear, Bionic Commando for the NES, Bandai Golf Challenge Pebble Beach for the NES, Shark Tale for the GameCube, Jeremy McGrath Supercross World for the GameCube. Pick of the box, pick of the box, pick of the box. Pick of the box is easy, no question. I kind of had a feeling it would be the pick of the box when I took it out. I'm going to say Bionic Commando for the NES. I'm super duper excited to finally have this. I have played it. It is not one that I owned, or even that I really remember renting. I discovered this game a little bit later. But I'm excited to play. It's been a while since I'm trying to think. I don't even know the last time I played Bionic Commando. A new breed of hero. All the arcade action. Definitely my pick of the box. Very excited about this. Let me know what you think of the box overall. Let me know what your pick of the box is. Please let me know. What do you think? Should I give GameCube games another month to see how it goes, or just give up, go back to all of my cartridges? Because usually with just the cartridge, not handheld, just console cartridges, I do pretty good. So let me know what you guys think. I do like having the newer consoles, newer GameCube, later generations, for variety. And I'm sure you guys, wouldn't mind seeing some variety in the console generations that I play. But let me know. What do you guys think? Should I one more month, or should I ditch the GameCube? And there we go, January 2025's Video Game Monthly Unboxing. I can't believe it's 2025. That takes me at least like 2 or 3 months to get used to writing the new year. Like when I have to sign my name, I'm telling you, I will be writing 24 for, until at least March. I've got big things planned for you. There's a giant snowstorm outside, so I'm going to be stuck inside for a while. I've got a lot of plans to finish up videos that I've been working on for months now. I've got new stuff to film. I am very excited. We are very, very, very close to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you, everybody. If you're not subscribed, please help me reach that goal. I'm very excited about that. For everyone who is already subscribed, thank you. You're beautiful. Thank you to my channel members. You rock. I will see you guys soon. Bye. I want to give a big shout out and thank you to our channel members. You guys are wonderful. A big shout out and thank you to Sad Vlad, Retro Kart Collector, Viros Vault, Jeremiah Thomas, Cool Cat 18, Lost in Thought, and Ronan Sid. If you would like special perks such as being shouted out at the end of videos, please check that join button down below. Welcome back, everybody. It's time to see, how does Floyd really feel about me? And does he care about our relationship? Let's find out what he got me. I'm very excited. I got a really good feeling. And I know my track record of good feelings in too many boxes is not immaculate, but I got a good feeling. So without further ado, bloody chuff, let's do it. What is... Something feels... This is an NES game. It feels weird, and I don't know why. So I'm intrigued. NES... This NES game feels completely different. Another NES. 3 NES games? Good golly. Super Nintendo? That feels like a loose GameCube. Damn it, VGM. Well, we'll see with the quality of the game. But if it's a crappy game and it's loose, I'll give him one more shot. 3 strikes, you're out. If I get 3 not great loose games, I just don't know if GameCube's going to work out for me on this. But hopefully it's a good game. We'll see. Oh, got another pin. I've gotten a few pins from them. Let's see if this one's a new one. Floydomania. We got a Floydomania pin. I think I already have one of these, but that's okay. These are some of my favorite trinkets when they send the Floyd stickers and the pins and the drink cozies and stuff like that. I do like having those things. I think that's really cool. First up, we got ourselves a Floyd pin. We'll do it a little bit different this month. Let's go ahead and let's start with Super Nintendo. I have very, very, very little Super Nintendo games, so I'm pretty excited to see what we got. I think this is the front. First up, we got... Oh no! We got Super NES Super Scope 6. I do not have a Super Scope. And even if I did, I don't have a CRT. I don't know if there's some way for me to kind of play this in emulation to let you guys know, to give you gameplay footage. I don't know what I'm going to do here. Maybe I'll play a trailer. I don't know. I will find out in post, but I mean, it's cool to have. Eventually, I would like to have the Super Scope and the means to play it, but I just currently do not. This is something I've not played. I did not have a Super NES when I was growing up. So first up, we got Super NES Super Scope 6. Super Scope 6 was published by Nintendo in 1992. It was bundled with the Super Scope light gun. So I am playing here through emulation with a mouse because I do not currently have a Super Scope or a CRT for that matter. As the title implies, there are 6 different mini-games included here. I did find some of the inclusions to be less than exciting, but I imagine that the all-around experience would be much better playing the game as it was intended with the light gun. Another in a long line of reasons that I need to buy a CRT. Cool to have. Alright, let's go ahead, let's do the GameCube. We'll finish with the NES. So let's see what we got. Loose GameCube game. We got Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2 Bush Rescue. I've never played the Ty games, but I mean, I'm bummed again that it's loose, but at least this sounds like something I actually genuinely might enjoy and might be into. Definitely let me know if you played the Ty games. There's a little bit of scratches on the disc here, but it's not too bad. Okay. At least it sounds like a cool game. So I will accept that. Like I said, I'll probably give them one more month to see how they do next month. I just I'm not big on the loose GameCube games. I watch other people's videos and they get GameCube in their box, and a lot of times they get a case. So I was just hoping. So I'll probably give them one more month. Again, I'm excited. This sounds like something I might actually enjoy. We got Ty the Tasmanian 2 Bush Rescue. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2 Bush Rescue was published by EA Games in 2004. This is a series that I really don't know anything about. I've never played any of the games in the series. After playing this second installment for about a half an hour, I think the fact that I've never played this is a damn shame. I had a great time playing this for the small amount of time that I did. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2 is a 3D platformer that is filled to the brim with Australian tude, and I'm here for it. There was also a surprising amount of gameplay variety in the small time that I played. This is a cool game, but it is a shame that I got it loose. I'll be on the lookout for the first game now in order to play through the series.
Don't worry about me. There's a battle mortar in the old barracks. It's the only thing that can defend the ground troops from those demon fluffies. I'm there. You little beauty.
Alright, and then we have 3 NES games. I'm gonna do the one that feels weird last. Because I generally do not understand why it feels so different. So we'll put that one on the bottom. And then, alright, first NES game we got. I thought it was Strider. I couldn't tell. I'm blind. We got Strider. Very cool. Oh, I can see some not coolness down here. I don't know that I've ever played Strider on the NES. It's my understanding that it is not a great iteration of Strider, but I'm not sure because I don't really have any experience with it. One of the things I will say, like sometimes their games look just fine. Sometimes it's like, how hard would you wouldn't even had to have done that much work to clean this up? Like, I mean, this is not going to be much work for me. It's not like it's coming off. Like, I just need to wipe it down. Come on, VGM, up your game a little bit. But I'm excited to have this. Another Capcom game in the collection. Obviously, one I did not have. So let's check out Strider and see how it is. Strider on the NES.
Strider was published by Capcom in 1989. This is not what I thought it was going to be. This is not the arcade game. This is something completely different. And you know what? I'm still not sure how I feel about this one. On the one hand, I was disappointed because I enjoy the arcade version of Strider. On the other hand, this wasn't bad, and I'm now pretty intrigued. Let me know what you think of Strider on the NES and how it compares to the arcade game. I haven't had much time to really delve into it, but I am curious to see more.
Alright, second NES game we got 1942. I actually like 1942. I know, like, the early Capcom games, were really buggy and there's a lot of issues with them. But I have a lot of fond memories of playing 1942. This cartridge is pretty clean. Like, this label looks really nice. There's, like, no dirt on it. This is a nice, clean cartridge. But yeah, I like 1942. I think I prefer 1943. But, I'm stoked. Another Capcom game for the collection that I did not have. So I'm super excited about this. Let's take a look at 1942.
1942 was published by Capcom in 1986. Based on the arcade hit from 1984, 1942 is a vertically scrolling shooter set in World War II. There's a lot of numbers happening here. I have a fondness and nostalgia for 1942 that will always rose tint my glasses at least a little bit, but I don't know, I always have a fun time with it. While I do prefer 1943 for the NES, I still think this game is a good time and worth checking out.
And then I think this will be the last game. Yep, empty box. I think this is it. This must be an unlicensed cartridge. I'm not sure. I'm excited because I don't have any unlicensed cartridges yet. So let's see what we got. Last up, we got. Oh, that is an unlicensed. That's a Tengen cart. It is upside down. Alien Syndrome by Tengen on a black cart. I'm very excited about this. My first unlicensed cartridge in my NES collection. It's by Tengen, which is cool because in my Virtual Game Treasure, I just got the official release of Tengen Pac-Man. Wow, this black cart looks super cool. Alien Syndrome. I don't think I've ever played this before on the NES. I'm super excited to check this out. Let me know, how is Alien Syndrome on the NES? Man, these black cartridges do look cool. This is what was really confusing me when I was feeling it. I've never owned one of these Tengen black carts. It has two sets of ridges. So that's what was really confusing me. I kept feeling that, and then the way it sloped here. So I was very confused. Hopefully now I will know what that feel is in the future. I'm excited. I'm excited. We got Alien Syndrome, the last game of the box. Alien Syndrome on the NES.
Alien Syndrome was published by Tengen in 1988. It is based on the Sega run-and-gun arcade game from the previous year. I played a lot of the original arcade game on Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection for the 360 back in the day, and I've always enjoyed it for what it is. I also had quite a bit of fun with this NES version. I'll have to do a direct comparison between the two one day. It's been a while now since I've played that original version, but I want to say that this NES port was a bit easier. I don't know, maybe, like I said, it's been a long time since I've played it. Maybe I'm way off. Also, I think these Tengen carts look awesome. They really had something there with the design, in my opinion. I am stoked to add this to the NES collection for sure. Super cool.
Alright, let's do a quick recap while we do the totals or whatever. We got Super NES Super Scope 6 on the Super Nintendo. We have Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2 Bush Rescue Loose. Hopefully it's a good game. We have a really gross and dirty, disgusting copy of Strider for the NES. I didn't know this either. There's definitely this belonged to a smoker. Hopefully that you can see that. Like, pretty gross. Pretty gross. Still happy to have it in my collection. I will probably upgrade for a better condition at some point. We have 1942 for the NES. And finally we have Alien Syndrome for the NES. Pick of the box, pick of the box, pick of the box. Honestly, not knowing the quality of the actual gameplay in the cartridge, just because it's my first unlicensed cart, and this Tengen Black cart looks freaking sweet. Alien Syndrome is my pick of the box. I'm super excited. Hopefully it plays well, but regardless, it's gonna look nice on my shelf. I think runner-up though would be 1942. I've heard people give 1942 a lot of crap. I know it's not the greatest conversion of the arcade game, but I have a lot of fondness for it, and I'm happy to have it. And there we go. That's our February box. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you let me know what your pick of the box is. Let me know what you think of the box overall. I want to thank you guys for joining me for another episode of Too Many Boxes. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Bye. I'd like to give a special shout out and thank you to our channel members. Thank you Sad Vlad, Retro Cart Collector, Viro's Vault, Jeremiah Thomas, CoolCat18, Lost in Thought, and Ronan Sid. If you would like special perks such as being shouted out at the end of videos, please check that join button down below. Seriously though, those Tengen carts are just freaking badass. Like it's like the Darth Vader of video game cartridges. Very nice. Interesting sound this month. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It's time to see, does Floyd really care about our relationship? Let's see what he got me. Welcome back, everybody. It's time to see... Welcome back, everybody. It's time to see, how does Floyd really feel about me? And does he care about our relationship? Let's find out what he got me. All right. I'm very excited about this. It's got an interesting rattle.